Nope, not T. TL.net. Okay, here we go. There's that. That's good. That's functional. Spawning down on the bottom left, it is the Cheese Maniac. uThermal and his ally, Goblin. Turn on the production tab. That's useful. Yeah, at least there's still a lot of relevant information here. We've got upgrades on the right. We've got all the supplies, all the worker counts. This is not bad. This is totally fine. I am just being whingy, picky. Whingy. Spawning up at the top right, it's ByuN. And his ally, Solar. And they have shown us that TZ, Ted Z, is a damn powerful combo in the right hands. Gobbo going to be opening up with a Nexus Foist. Nexus Foist. Always complain about changes, to be honest. Very, very healthy mindset. Thermi going to pop down the command center on the high ground. I think he opened up gas first. Where'd the scoreboard be? That is the biggest glaring issue. Now, is there... Oh, my God. Control Shift... I think there is a toggle scoreboard. Oh, Control Shift S. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh! uThermal popping up to the high ground. I forgot about that. Okay, so it's not as... Okay, yeah, no, it's a skill issue. It's me. I'm the skill. And also the issue. Look at me. I am the one who screws up. We know this. SC2, 2v2, uThermal. Thermi has been on the little bit of the AoE 2 grind. And I do think that's going to be pretty interesting. Ooh, ByuN wants to open up with Battle Mech, and it looks like uThermal is going to do the same. Meanwhile, we've got Phoenix Mech out of Gobbo. Well, uThermal and Goblin. Solar will see this. Oh. Oh, no, I can't do that. Well, purple and orange is close enough. Purple and orange is close enough. Unfortunate that the scoreboard is in the correct position, but for some reason the production tab is flipped. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. This is a nice matchup. It is. It is, it is. Wow, that is such a fast third Stargate. Holy crap. What do we think? Do we want red-blue? Pure red, pure blue? It is nice for seeing the color of pings, seeing who pings. And it's also nice to kind of immediately on the minimap know who's where. Interesting little wall on the left side. Solar, of course, taking this early gold base. Phoenix is... Oh, they'll find a... Yeah, he can kill this Overlord. Comes at the cost of a lot of HP. But ultimately does survive. Cyclone getting lifted. That's a very nice find. That will be a kill. Hellions just kind of... Hellions. Just kind of trading shots. Cheese color is mid. Cheese color. Huh? Like the orange? Oh, this is nasty. Position on the high ground. Cheese Maniac. Ah. Oh, we got mass repair coming in on the Hellions. He's been playing a lot of this very heavy Hellion instead of just straight up battle mech. Like, no clones early. And honestly, against your opponent going heavy Hellion, it's pretty decent. Oh, there's nothing in the main mineral line for ByuN. No missile turret. And that is a lot of SCVs getting picked off. What is that? Oh, 6 SCVs. It looked worse than it was, honestly. But it's still pretty rough. Killing that that barracks would have been really nice. That actually would have ceased any additional production. Always got to be careful. There are roaches here. Phoenix mech is so suffocating. Ling's attacking a depot is honestly pretty useless. That is a lot of damage. Oh my god. He must have eaten... Yeah, okay. Widowmine shots were huge. Now we will see the Lings getting it on top of the mineral line. He gets 1 or 2 SCVs. What is the worker count right now? ByuN and uThermal pretty even. Goblin a little bit ahead with Solar. And he is still pumping nothing but Phoenixes. One thing I hate it, but one thing I've got to be critical of uThermal for when he plays this style is not making mech upgrades. Oh, Cyclones. Oh, wow. That was a big Widowmine shot. Hellions are not the biggest losses, but you don't want to lose like 6 of them. You know, in a sudden go. They are kind of your map control. At least a little bit. Can't even one-shot that one Widowmine. Does turn around and get both of them with the splash damage. Even now, I feel like ByuN's got to be careful. There's so many Phoenixes. Megfield Accelerator Cyclones are really, really good if you keep them at range. But if the Phoenixes get on top and lift them all, I mean, they will just get... They'll just get taken out. This army cannot be here right now. Thank you very much, Sergeant Sadsack, for the raid to Reno. Very much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a great stream. You should switch to Tempest now. I honestly think Carrier is not a bad choice, and Goblin does seem to want to do the same. Hydras, of course, complicate the matter. There is Hydra speed, Hydra range, and +1 missile are very close to completing. Meanwhile, we've got a run-by from uThermal that is going to be deflected. It ends up kind of just turning into a trade. 23 cars have gone down. Goblin has been almost untouched. He's lost 1 Phoenix, and that is it. His +1 era is late, but there we go. There's uThermal with the 1-1 upgrades. It's actually still the fastest upgrade. Oh, no. Oh, man. He left these 4 Phoenixes here, and I'm not exactly sure why, but they end up just all going down. He split them off for some reason, but left them not in the dead airspace. Streamer curse. Yeah, it's so fast. Looks like Goblin is going to be going Tempest. Okay. I mean, Tempest and Carriers are both going to be good. The Carriers would be really good since there's no armor for the Hydras. Oh, 2 more. Man, 2 more Phoenixes go down. All of a sudden, Goblin... Ay. He went from losing 1 Phoenix to 8 in the course of like a minute. Ooh. Oh, God. He actually could have fought that, but instead he runs away and gets fucking blasted. Holy shit. Since I said Goblin has not lost a lot, he's lost 16 additional Phoenixes. And nothing else has happened. He went from losing almost nothing to absolutely losing the most by far. We have a couple of tanks for uThermal trying to protect this gold base of Gobbo. Oh, man. That is actually so painful. Did he... Yeah, he just flew back home. He didn't recall to the mothership. The thing is, if he commits into the Cyclones there... Hold on, uThermal's actually putting together a very nice push. Oh, Time Warp on the Cyclones. It's going to be pretty good. Very good, in fact. Thor's being added in for ByuN, but they only have +1 armor. Hey, thank you, a dog wearing shades, for the 100 biddies. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. uThermal, in the meanwhile, is going to kill this base of Solar. We've got some Vipers coming in. Nice blinding cloud. Hits 2 tanks. Another one knocks out 1. There's still a lot here for uThermal. This is looking very good for uThermal and Goblin. A couple tanks in the back are just out of range. That's the cost of the spready. I do like this position for Goblin and uThermal right now. They kill another base on the top left. Solar down to just, well, for the moment, 3 bases. And one of them is a gold base, which is great, but it also means it's going to mine out a little bit faster. Widow Mines will burrow up. I wonder if you could use a Hellion to mine drag. Probably not, but you could definitely use a Phoenix. Scan coming in. God, these Widow Mines. There we go. I was going to say, we really need to scan. And we'll take down all of them. Oh, Vipers. Nice target fire on one of those Vipers. It's able to get saved, though. Good job from Solar. He's getting double Oracle now. He wants the option for Revelation. Oh, triple Abduct coming in, grabbing 3 Tempests. 2 of them do get killed. Another Abduct goes in. This one gets a 3rd Tempest on the kill. A lot of Thors coming in on the right side. Widow Mines actually sneak up on the tanks. Kind of something that should never, ever be said, but happens in the madness of 2v2. 5 Tempests at once. He's able to outproduce the Thors by a decent amount. He's getting very close to the +2 ship weapons. Or +2 air weapons, I should say, for the Protoss. Oh, Hydra's trying to flank. This is not a good fight for Solar. Big lifts coming in. And a very good trade for Thermi and Gobbo. And I think they've done it here. This is looking very, very tough. Solar in particular has been bleeding a lot recently and now has just dwarfed all the other losses. Thors can be very good here against the air. They're having a good time. Meanwhile, on the top side, Blinding Clouds knocking out 6 tanks, stunning them, blocking their fire. Ultimately, though, the Tempest will still win on the right side. And Solar running out of units, not able to breach the tank line. uThermal and Goblin, despite that kind of looking from the eye test like a good fight for Solar ByuN, Thermi and Goblin actually just barely lost supply. A few tanks went down on the left side. I think they were immediately starting to be rebuilt. And the Tempests, they just outnumbered those Thors hardcore. Wawa-wee-wah. All right, minute and a half of ads coming at you. Please tell me this is actually... I think Twitch might have broken their ad... Okay, it worked. I'm like trying to push back the ads so we don't get them in the games. They were misbehaving there. They did something to their ad, Who's a Maboob? Zerg units useless. Didn't feel the most powerful there, I'll say that. Winner of this will face off against Sickness and Mini Zerg. It's going to be Roscallion for map number 2. Game number 2. Yeah, it is tough to approach that army. I do agree. I think the Tempests in general are... They're better when they can sit above a mech army and just be protected, you know? The carriers will win a fight. The Tempests will win a game. Not to say that the carriers won't do the same. But... what am I doing? Alt F. There we go. There we go. Ah. What am I doing? All right, here we go. Spawning up the top, it is uThermal+Goblin. And their opponents, Solar and ByuN. Quick time, intro. Roskalian. Honestly, the most I think about this map is that it's just been around forever. Watchtowers in the middle. This is a macro map. Macro map. I do feel like the bigger the map, the more you can play around the Phoenix mech. The more options there are to sneak a boot and avoid taking that direct engagement. It's kind of weird, though, because I feel like what is potentially good about fighting up against Phoenix mech as Zerg Terran is the strength of mobility. But by playing mech as ByuN, you're kind of confining yourself to not being able to do that. Welcome, Pierre Gosu, 2 Sugar Sweet. A dog wearing shades. Oh, man. So, anyone who's been around this stream for a while knows that, I tend to follow baseball. I'm actually wearing a Blue Jays t-shirt right now. And first of all, there's some gimmicky, fun stuff that happens in baseball. ByuN, by the way, does kill the first Reaper of uThermal. That's really nice for ByuN, because now he's going to get to continue forward and delay the command center. Oh. Adept will pop out. It's got some heavy lifting to do since uThermal went straight into a reactor behind this. Oh, he's going to get a kill on the Reaper, though. Okay. Nice job. Still, that is ultimately kind of painful for uThermal, as his command center will be delayed rather significantly. Goblin is opening up Phoenix once again. Didn't go commands our Nexus first. More carriers and Tempests. They do be pretty strong. Maybe we'll play some 4v4s and do some Sky Toss play. Just zoom around the map with speed Void Rays. Feels like it'd be really fun. Girl build. Well, hang on. Well, you know what? Sometimes we just want to be girl bosses. What can I say? Sometimes that's all that you want to do. This time, ByuN is going to be playing Bio. He did go 3cc into the 3 racks. And it will be the double tech lab. Meanwhile, Thermi is going to be going for the Blue Flame Hellions once again. Okay, so I feel like in order to properly play Protoss, you really have to customize your hotkeys significantly. But I have not even, made an effort to do so. Solar, by the way, has gotten away with building very few units right now. Really nice start. Oh, a couple of creep tumors to get picked off. But the queens are going to be able to defend. The thing is, about the Blue Flame, you kind of force the Zerg into roaches. Solar is a little bit supply blocked right here. Oh, that's a lot of damage on a Phoenix for nothing, actually. He just puts a little damage on one of these units. But here comes the Blue Flame Hellions. They're going to find the Marines very much on their lonesome. Queen's getting lifted out of the fight. That was a lot of dead Marines. Oh, good micro on the Phoenixes here. Will be able to kill those Queens, and he re-engages to lift the rest of them. Oh my god, the Phoenix micro actually so sick. I think he kept... Yeah, he did. He kept them all alive. And here comes the curse. Now he loses 6. I'm doing this to protect him. No, he lost one anyways. Damn it. It's okay. It was a wounded, damaged Phoenix anyways. You know, it was always going to die, blah, blah, blah. Sun was in his eyes. He's playing with higher ping. There is the double armory from Thermi. Goblin will fire up the +1 air. Oh, that's a really expensive push here for Thermi. But with a stim on these Marines, they're very low on HP. However, there's only so much Phoenix energy you have. How many Hellions have died? 21. 21 Marines as well. Doing some quick math, that is not actually good for uThermal, since the Hellions cost twice as much. Yeah. Still, they did enable the Phoenixes to kill a ton of Queens. It's actually way less than I thought. 4 Queens. That doesn't seem right. That really doesn't seem right, but they killed 14 drones, too. And the Phoenixes are still being kept alive very nicely. Oh, he really wants that Overlord. He will get it. What's the base situation? uThermal taking a very forward third base. This is something you can only do if you're very confident in your map control. ByuN is going to have 1-1 for his bio, just kicked in. And Ghosts. Oh, Ghost Rush to deal with the Phoenixes. Ghost Corruptor can be very, very good at dealing with Phoenixes. As you might expect. Goblin is late into the Fleet Beacon. Once his +1 air kicks in, though, he will be able to fight these Corruptors if they find... Oh, no. Gobbo. Oh, wait, hang on. They're using the tank plus the Phoenix to provide high ground vision. This was an adorable tactic, but not a good one. And there were 2 more tanks that rallied forward. This is very awkward. 3 tanks basically going down almost for free. Did we just see an EMP on nothing? No, we saw an EMP on the Phoenixes. Oh my god, the Phoenixes were right there. He hit them hard. Terrible observing. Absolutely abysmal. These early mornings, they hit hard. Triple Void Ray production. I think that's necessary. I think he needs that to deal with the Corruptors, potentially. There are a lot of Phoenixes, but 18 Corruptors. Soon to have +1. Actually, no, they do have their +1 Flyer Carapace now. Oh, this is actually trouble for Gobbo. Not even able to get the kill on that one Corruptor. Does get one as it pops out. The Phoenixes do not have any Impulse Crystals, but it is being produced. He chooses to get that over the speed for the Void Rays. Corruptors in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, the Bio Ghost is chasing this around. uThermal was able to hold this base, and he is getting in towards his 2-2 for the mech. Meanwhile, ByuN is about to complete 2-2 for his bio, and even has the +3 on the way. Oh, this Corruptor on the rally through will go down. They could caustic spray this Nexus, but you want to be careful. The Phoenixes are very out of position. That would be the punish, so he will go for this caustic spray. That's a for sure dead Nexus. No chance he saves that. And Impulse Crystals now kicking in. ByuN+Solar, how many bases are they on? I think this is ByuN's 4th, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, he didn't use all the caustic spray. That means he's got another set ready to go. This is going to be 2 dead Nexus for Goblin and an insane amount of long-distance mining that's about to start taking place. Normally, this would not be possible, but with the Phoenixes so far out of position, it really, really was a great maneuver. Tanks are going to open up an opportunity to the high ground. There's a ghost that got dropped out of here. Oh, God, it is so lost. EMP does mostly get dodged. Now, though, with the Void Rays, with the Phoenixes and when the range, they will be able to start dealing with these Corruptors. Corruptors actually getting healed by the Medivacs. Takes a long time to heal a Corruptor. Oh, God. Medivac is on attack move, so it's sticking around with this. Roach is looking to deny what will be the 4th base. Thor's being added in. 2-2 is so strong for the mech. I think I would have preferred Solar to go for +2 Flyer Carapace instead of +1 Air. But it's still nice to have the upgrade. I just think one's a little bit more impactful. Because if your Corruptors get close, they're going to one-shot whatever they target anyways. And the survivability is just so important. Now the Phoenixes and Void Rays have that +1 advantage once again. Oh, misclicked on army value. What's the resources lost? Solar has taken a bludgeoning. And ByuN has lost a hell of a lot less. Really nice siege positions here from ByuN. Phoenixes will be able to intercept some reinforcements. Corruptors once again trying to corral them. No attempt to add infestors into the mix. uThermal is going to lift this up. Huge EMP on the Void Rays. Oh my God. Void Rays do not want to be tussling with the bio. And this may be enough for Solar to decide, hey, I want to jump these Void Rays now. Meanwhile, Hellbat's on the 4th base of the Zerg, going to force a lot of lost mining. I mean, there's like nothing on the ground for the Zerg. He's on 45 Corruptors, and that's it. Hellbat's Hellion's going to be really a nuisance to deal with for the Zerg. It's up to the bio player to prevent this. Now, there's a lot less scans available for the Terran for uThermal than normal, since he's only on 2 orbital. Tanks will pull back to the relative safety of this planetary, but that means they're not covering against the siege tanks sieging from the low ground. That's exactly what's going to get set up here. There's a nuke. Oh, uThermal does not want to be turned into content, but oh my God. Solar, please don't walk into your allies' nuke. That would be the saddest. He doesn't, but for just a moment, flashbacks. 4 nukes at once. Oh, I love the mass nuke here. I think it's a great decision. Finally, +2 Flyer Carapace coming in. But, oh, hang on. Oh, that's a nice caustic spray on this planetary. uThermal and Goblin are maxed out, but Vipers have hit the field. +3 air weapons is very close to completing for Goblin. That's going to give him a 2 upgrade advantage against the Corruptors. Oh, that's a big nuke. If it can land, it would be huge. Where is the Ghost? It is going to get taken out. Nice lift. Parasitic Bomb hitting on the Phoenixes. Oh my God, it's getting so much damage. Holy guacamole. Broodlords being added in. I don't know that that's what you need right here. Parasitic Bomb did so much work there. Holy crap. The air army just got absolutely mollywopped. Every Phoenix dead. Only 3 Void Rays remain. Most of Goblin's supply is now in probes. But there's still a few carriers with +3 and a couple Void Rays as well. Ghosts do have their +3 armor, so they're going to be very survivable here. Oh, another nuke. This one feels like it might land. uThermal, though. Okay, he sees it. This is still going to hit 2 tanks, I think. Maybe kill 1. Nope, doesn't even hit them. Wow. More Broodlords being added in. They are now an option now that the air war has been mostly won by Solar. Mothership goes down. The last of the Skytoss fleet is going to fall. And we've got a drop on top of the army. ByuN doesn't even drop the units. The Broodlords are enough. And GG will be called. Cloaked tanks. Man, 2v2 is such an insane clusterfuck. GG. I'll keep this chat alive. Thank you, Clems. All right, we got to run another minute and a half of ads. I don't know what Twitch has done, but they're being funky. So many resources sitting in the bank instead of the army. They might not have had enough to replenish right away, is the thing. Ultramarine and Guardian of Mercy in the fanciest script. Very well done by Solar and ByuN. Solar kind of winning out in the air war was quite significant. But I really think the parasitic bomb... It's weird to say that one move might have won the game, but I think the parasitic bomb was like... If there was one individual action that was the highest increase or decrease in win percentage, I feel like it was that parasitic bomb. I feel like that was the highest individual impact play in the entire game. It feels like it must have done like 2,000 damage. Actually, it probably hit some interceptors too. It did so much damage. It did a crazy amount. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top left, it is the Cheese Maniac, uThermal. And his ally, Goblin. And it's going to be Reclamation. Spawning down on the bottom right, will they try and punish the fact that there's no shared base? It is Solar. And his ally, ByuN. Demour and Mauerbrecker. That's what I was wondering too. I'm curious about that. I'm wondering if it's like Kelizer, because he kind of likes these cheeky names. We are going to be seeing an attempt to low ground wall. Now, if there was like a 12-11 and a proxy 2-Rax Reaper, do they just die? Oh, it's a laser. Oh my god, that's a jacked team. Showtime a laser? That's a really, really strong team there. Once again, this is more so than anything, I feel like, an opportunity for the teams to just kind of warm up. Get themselves ready for the uThermal 2v2 main event. They're 1-1 versus GG Machine and Gerald. Good match, too. Nice. Yeah, I'm really curious what you do against this if it's 12-11 Speedling and, like, Proxy 2-Rax Reaper, like, here. I think this is going to be extremely difficult to hold this low ground. These 2v2s are awesome. They are. They're amazing. They're super, super fun. Huge shout out to uThermal. As big as it can be for what he's put together with this. Very, very cool. ByuN adding on a third CC. The one thing I'll say about the 2v2s is that there's so much happening. It is really difficult to keep up with. It's a good thing, but it's also like, yeah, it makes me feel dumb sometimes. Not even dumb, just like really, really slow. But the chaos is enjoyable. It is entertaining. It is fun. Okay. We're seeing a Roach Warren here from Solar. Now, honestly, with how the air war went, I wouldn't feel super great about going Phoenixes again as Gobbo. But it's still strong. That's a really nice pickoff on this tumor. Gets it just before it gets enough HP to survive. Couple of Hellions. Oh, re-killing another creep tumor. Oh, and there's nothing in the natural. Solar's in so much trouble here. Oh, that was about 4 or 5 drones right there on the single shot. And now Goblin going to find a couple of drones on the right. One of them does get saved. The other one goes down. 7 drones. Whew. Fire up the baby Q. Throw another drone on the babby. Thermi going to be going Blue Flame Hellion once again. Oh, these Hellions. Okay. Rallied forward for a moment as the SCVs were trying to repair them. A little bit oopsie. But they will come back home. Did they see the... Well, I think at this point you can be pretty sure it's mech. But yeah, they've seen the second factory. Adept on the right side. Got... Oh my god, did it get more drones? Got another 2 or 3 drones. 2 more drones. Sheesh. And survives. Holy crap. Solar, the only one to lose... well, I guess ByuN just lost something. The Reaper, I guess? Lift on the Roach is not what you want to be doing here. The armor too thick to get through in this situation, I think. Lifting the Queens... no, there's too many Marines there. Roaches cover. Good defense there from Solar and ByuN. That was actually a surprisingly scary situation. Yeah, the Marines cover the Queens. Oh, but this is going to be an exposed mineral line. More drones falling for Solar. He's been kind of taking it on the chin here. Goblin going to be going for a Twilight Council and a Forge. Oh, that is so sick. That is so sick. The Corruptors. If you bait out Mass Corruptor and then just go for either Charge Lots or Blink Stalkers, I mean, it's... You could find the Zerg with, like, 20 Corruptors that they just can't use after they win the Air War. Now, I shouldn't say can't use, but going to be difficult to find value with. Transfuse is dropped. It's not the greatest. Tanks. Oh, this is a nasty tank position. Scan comes in from uThermal. God, this is a disgusting tank position. ByuN doesn't have combat shields yet, so when he stims, he is getting one-shotted by those tank volleys. ByuN trying to knock out these rocks, but we've got the army pushing forward. Lifts on the Ravagers means the tanks are safe if they go down. And these Ravagers will get taken out. Finally, the rocks go down so that ByuN can actually join the fight without having to run through a huge set of tanks. But there's more tanks on the top. ByuN and Solar, I don't think they've got what they need to defend this. 5 tanks and now a 6th and 7th showing up. I kind of took the late game for granted that we would be heading there, but no way, no how. Solar is going to lose this base almost assuredly. Oh, hang on. There's a couple of Marines showing up. Front 2 tanks do get taken out. Lifts on the Ravagers will prevent the Biles. But never mind. Even without the base going down, they don't have enough to break it. And Goblin and uThermal put together a sick, disgusting push. That was really, really strong. Damn. Very well done by Thermi and Gobbo. And they find themselves taking the 2-1 victory over, well, one of the best teams in the business. One of the better. Better to best. Feel like 2v2 is more enjoyable? 2v2 is really, really fun. Have a laser and... Oh, have they started that next match? No, it doesn't look like it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we can get into Showtime a laser versus Hero Marine and Kukut. Young Yakov and Shameless did win their match. Spirit and Lambo are still battling. Oh, hang on. Nice. Kukut and Hero Marine got the #1 seed. That's kind of sick. We could also go for the winner of Spirit Lambo, Alex Fiant, into Defmar Zardiant. But I think 2v2 is refreshing. It's super refreshing. 2 low ground tanks. I think there was a third one pretty quickly, but yeah, that was fast. Who saw this coming? I definitely did not. I did not even realize they were gearing up for a push. All right, 3 minutes. Looks like maybe Death Mars and Zardiant and Lambo+Spirit has already started. Which would be a little bit unfortunate if they didn't update right away. Hero Marine and Kukut versus Showtime. For anyone not familiar, Kukut is a bit of a specialist. 2v2 specialist. Hero Marine and Kukut versus Showtime and a laser. TP versus PZ. This is round of 8. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we gotta choose a prediction. No one believed in Thermi and Gobbo. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. IMO. Win this best of 3 TVP versus TP versus PZ. Hero Marine and Kukut. TP versus Showtime. And a laser. PZ. All right, they have colors that we can use. Colors that we can work with. 6-7. Spawning up at the top right. It is Kukut. With the Rodder. I wonder what that could be short for. In the yellow. And his ally, it is Mousesports Hero Marine. In the orange. Oh, I didn't realize. He has like a Protoss emblem on his command center. Also, that's kind of cool. It like folds up and gets covered. I didn't know that. When the orbital command morphs in. Spawning down on the bottom left, it is a laser. He's been really impressing the crap out of me recently. And his ally, it is Showtime for early game demons. Gotta exercise those early game demons. That's definitely not what not what it means, but I gotta exercise my early game demons. Kind of works both ways. You want to exercise them, exorcise them, and exercise them. Oh. What is this? There's going to be a Stargate opener from Kukut. This was Gate Nexus? Yeah, Gate Nexus. The Wordly session's paying off. My mom was an English major and a teacher. Oh, that was a clean grab on that hidden probe. Nice. Just wanted to scout, but he said nope. Now, it is not going to be the 3-gate Stalker play, which has become so strong. But they don't know that it's not. Here, Marine is expanding high ground. There's no in-base base on this map, so they absolutely could have gone 3-gate Stalker. But it feels like they're trying to represent that and go for a contain. And yeah, look at this. Here, Marine, Cuckoo, extra shield battery, bunker coming up. Hellion will get a scout. That's a big scout. Do they cancel anything? No. I think they still need the bunker maybe to secure this low ground. Oh, but that's 2 SCVs going down trying to build it. Tank will show up now, but this is pretty nice. You also have to eggs or size them. It's a bit of a stretch, but it kind of does work. Oh, started an infestation pit. Instead wants it in the back. That makes a little bit more sense. No reason to give a free scout if you can avoid it. Oh, that is going to be a dead Oracle. Big pick for Showtime. Didn't want to juke back into the Queen, but I think was kind of corralled regardless once those Stalkers got the shots in the main base. An amazing start for a Laser in Showtime. Immaculate, even. Blink getting fired up for Showtime here. And he will go for a Forge. Burrow. Oh, I want this to be real. Burrow play is the most fun. It is the most underrated. It is the most fun. Such an amazing start. Literally haven't lost anything yet. Blazer is on the way. It's so cool that it says on my way on the minimap. Burrow Infestors. Yeah. Ooh, Oracle finally going to find a little bit of damage here. Stalker will warp in. Cuckoo gets 4 probes. That's very nice. Showtime was not expecting a second Oracle. With the Revelation, though, seeing the chrono, seeing the number of Stalkers, you have to know Blink is... Well, at this point in the game, you got to know Blink's done. It's just got to be done. Reaper from Hero Marine. Gets a little scout, but that's about it. Oh, he wants another Revelation. Does see the Hive that is very, very far along. I'm actually not sure if this Revelation will last to when the Hive is completed. I think it might just expire. We'll see in a moment. Oh, he does see the Infestor pop out. Oh, it just expired. Just expired. Yeah, I knew it was within like 1 or 2 seconds, but it really was about, 2 seconds off. Big Cuckoo fan here. Nice. Welcome, Winged. We've come to the right place. Man, against Blink Stalkers, Adrenal Glands Lings with Infestors, you don't get much better as a Zerg in terms of countering one's opponent. Hero Marine is going to try and put together a push with this. Microbial! Orange Cloud time, baby. Laser's been playing this a lot. He's been trying to make this work. What is the work account right now? It's pretty even across the board when you take into account mules. Here, Marine, though, is on just 2 bases. Oh, that was a lot of dead drones for a Laser. He just sacked the Oracle. Rarely a good play, but in this case it was. Oh, my God. Big tank shots on the Infestors. Oh, 2 of them surviving on very little HP. Oh, and now it's a boost to the right side. +2 melee and Adrenal Glands, not done yet. Laser trying to get an Ultralisk Cavern. This is a very dedicated 2-base push out of Hero Marine. Big counterattack from a Laser that will find an exposed 3rd base of Cuckoo. There's no... Well, there's really nothing actually to defend. It's just going to be the Warp-ins. But that means the Laser's going to have to give up this base. They don't have what they need to fight this just yet. Zealots did warp in. No, it was a Depth that warped in. Probe's going to try and pull shield batteries out of Juice. Energy recharge was already used on the other side. Fungal growth on the... this isn't really what you want, hitting the stalkers, unless you can fight into them. Showtime and a laser both lost their thirds. Oh, that is a big fungal. Once again, there's no follow-through. Cuckoo and Hero Marine. I think they're doing it here. A laser counterattacking once again will find a lot of reinforcements on the other side of the map, but there's a sieged up tank. It's going to do pretty well. And as long as this eventually gets cleaned up... Well, hang on. Showtime is starting to outweigh this attack. Killing those reinforcements may end up being a big, big deal. There's the blink forward. He's going to be able to snipe a lot of medevacs. 2 of them go down. Okay. Hero Marine is on 1-1. uThermal, or pardon me, Showtime and a laser do ultimately hold. I really thought they were doomed there, but good job from Showtime. Picked his spot nicely. Oh, recall. He still loses 2 stalkers. Good job from Showtime on the blink target. And now it is a 2-base Hive Zerg, but it is a 2-base Hive Zerg, you know? Kukut did hold his 3rd Nexus, and he's still got a decent amount of probes. Hero Marine took a 3rd command center during this. Burrow Ling on that 3rd base. Will get scanned, will get taken out, but that's still a value play. Ooh, we got burrowed Lings all over the place at this point. And by all over the place, I mean in not actually that many places. Still good vision thanks to the watchtower as well. A couple of stalkers do get found. Showtime able to pick them off. Ooh, DT from Cuckoo. Look at how... Oh my god, the body blocking ultra. I'll tank these blades with my face. DTs do so much damage, but the ultra just has an insane amount of HP. DT's all over the place here. Nice save on the sentry. Pulls it back. It's deja vu all over again. Push on the right side. Infester does land some big fungals. Big blink forward coming in. Tanks get targeted down. Microbial Shroud gonna be so good for these stalkers. Marines will do negative damage to them. Huge fungals. And it's a great wombo combo here from a laser and Showtime. Fungals with the hold, the damage, and Microbial Shroud, turning those stalkers into immortals. Showtime, meanwhile, on 2-1 upgrades. Doesn't want to push up this ramp. Ultras will... They want to get through here. Oh, they've got the push priority. They're getting through. That was such a nice display of the Ultra's new AI. Just got right through the allied army. Immediately to the front line. Ultimately does get taken out, but provides a nice little buffer to let these units through. What am I not able to quite burrow? Means he doesn't need a fungal growth for this. The Ultras did go down, so we may see this ultimately get pushed back, especially since there's no detection and there's a DT in the mix. But this is still so good, I think. Well, I mean, look at the supplies. It's dead even across the board. These are actually floating a little bit of cash. I was going to say this is so good for Laser and Showtime, but Laser's economy has been harmed. It has been hit hard. And Hero Marine now back up to 3 bases. Cuckoo on 4. Needs to transfer some workers around, but he's kind of got the healthiest economy once he does so. Hero Marine does have, yeah, a lot of money with mules. Showtime and a laser, despite some really nice cleanups and some really nice engagements, are by no means out of the woods in this game. And the DTs of Cuckoo are really causing just a lot of disruption. Wisely choosing to not blink to the low ground there. Showtime getting towards +3 now for his ground. He's about to be on 2-2. And that's not a crazy advantage, but 2-2 versus 2-0 is a nice one. Fungal growth on the medevacs. Not going to hit the bio, but here comes some more. Nothing really to keep these from connecting on the bio. They need Ghosts, and the Ghost Academy starts up for Hero Marine, but it is not going to help in this fight. Oh, wouldn't mind getting mitigated. There is an Overseer here to provide detection. A laser, meanwhile, is on 2-1 upgrades. Everybody on 2s. 2-0, 2-2, 2-1, 2-2. Kukut also firing up the +3 weapons. But we got Showtime now with the double forge and with that +3 armor on the way. Hero Marine getting in towards his +3 weapons. Just now starting to mine from his gases at the 3rd. They were quite dedicated. He's actually still floating gas now, but feels like he needs that gas to enable the ghosts. And, well, yeah, that gas is going to disappear the moment you start producing ghosts in any serious numbers. What's his barrack situation? Is it 2 or 3 tech labs that he's got? Oh, it's 4. On a 6-rack setup, which is a very... I think this might be the only time I've seen Hero Marine on 6 barracks before. It's almost always 5 or 8. DT on the right side did get cleaned up. It got, I think, a single drone. Kukut once again thinking about blinking to the low ground, but it's a scary premise. The vision has been really good from Hero Marine and Kukut. Those DTs have provided so much map control in kind of direct and indirect ways. Oh, aggressive blinks forward. We've got a very trapped Showtime. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he is caught on the left side. Huge pickoffs. So many Stalkers going down. Kukut and Hero Marine just absolutely blasting their opponents. DT's now warping into the main base of Showtime. He tries to get the save on the cannon, not able to do so. It goes down. DT now running amok. Showtime in huge, massive trouble. But if they can land a fungal growth, ultra combo on these Stalkers and Immortal will be very good. However, the Immortal is going to help out a lot. Microbial Shroud, they leave it. Needs to cast another one a little bit further forward. Stalkers in a good arc will be able to take care of business. I think Hero Marine and Kukut have done it. The catch on Showtime's army on the left, absolutely game-winning. Showtime was kind of playing with fire unknowingly for a very long time on that left side. The high ground cliff was watching, peering onto the Blink Stalker army. That was like maybe the 4th time, maybe even the 5th, where they had that vision. But ultimately, it is... well, it's just what they needed. Just what they needed. Great job from Kukut and Hero Marine to distract Showtime in the main and hit them, hit Showtime with the full surround. Even if he blinks out immediately, it's going to be painful, but the fact that he didn't right away makes it straight up disastrous. All right, minute and a half of ads. I don't know what is happening with the ad. Okay, it did push these back. Okay, oof. I don't know what's happening, but I'm trying to make sure that we don't get ads during the games. But Twitch is behaving in a way that is frustrating. Death Marzin's already in 2-0'd Spirit and Lambo in seemingly pretty quick succession. Quick fashion. Man, Kukut and Hero Marine absolutely popping off. What is Kukut's MMR? He's playing very, very well. Okay, 5.6. Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. Actually, very close to his highest MMR of all time. Yeah. $55.92. And it looks like the highest MMR on that account was $56.38. And the highest on another account, if it is him, but I'm not sure, it doesn't necessarily look like it, $57.05. But even if we go by $57.05, only 100 MMR off your highest ever is really good. If we go by $56.38, he's only, what is that, 46 off the highest of all time? I mean, that's very, very good. That means you're like... when you're at your peak, it feels different in a way that is hard to describe. Please cast the replays of Heroes games from GSL today. Ooh, okay. Okay. We will do what we can do. Maybe I'll get them. I don't know when they become available, actually. Parts in your chat. Oh, no, it stinks in here now. Oh, what happened? Oh, hey, Death. All right, here we go. Spawning up at the top left, it is Mousesport's Hero Marine. In the orange, and his ally popping off hard. It is Kukut in the yellow. He has got a very good understanding of 2v2. Obviously, mechanically, at 5'6", you're doing a lot. Spawning down on the bottom right, it is a laser. And his ally, Showtime. Even just for just considering? My pleasure. My pleasure. It is, I do appreciate it very much. It feels very gratifying when people are like, even if you've already seen a game, you're like, ooh, I want to see my favorite caster cast it, or I want to see you cast it instead. This has got to be. They've got to go for the Stalker Ling. They've got to go for it here, surely. Upon seeing the low ground wall, oh, I would definitely want that. Ooh, no, he's gonna lose the SEV. Oh, it's dead. There's no way. There's no way. There's no corner he can take. Boom. That's funny. Even just going down the hill counted as an ever so slight alteration to the pathing. Just enough to close the distance. Oh, he's in. But is it bait? It is going to be a 2-gas opener. I think you go for it. The thing is, now that the probe is on the inside, he has to send out another probe if he wants to go for the aggression. But it looks like Showtime is going to expand. I think with the Stalkers, you can just bully this wall so hard. God, look at how ugly it is. There's like, until a tank gets out, there's nothing you can do to stop Stalkers from bullying this wall and killing Reactor, Barracks, Gateway, and I think Depot. It is going to be a Stargate starting up. Kukut looking around, seeing, hey, there's nothing over here. Maybe they're not going for the 3-gate Ling Flood. I really feel... Ah, man. I don't know. I feel like this is a missed opportunity. They didn't scout everywhere. The 3-gate could just be here. And they still don't know that there is a Nexus on the way. SCV ready. I honestly feel like... Okay, this might be crazy. If Hero Marine's streaming, you could hear his comms probably, and this would confirm or deny whether what I'm saying. But I honestly feel like they're giving away the game if this was a 3-gate Stalker push. No Siege Tank produced, no Cyclone. I feel like they're basically saying, you're not going to do this, and if you do, we're kind of dead. Now, maybe I'm overestimating the power of breaking the low ground. But I don't know. I feel like this was cooked.
Game paused.
If a laser and Showtime committed. We're just going to wait a minute here. Laser, of course, asking for the PP. The pause, please. Oh, man.
Game resumed.
It's funny, because of how MMR works, since I've played Terran games on my account... Where's my Terran MMR? Yeah, no, it shows it as, like, very high. Well, not very high. It shows it as, like, 4.8. I assure you my Terran MMR is not 4.8. I assure you. A laser with some nice drone saves here. I don't want to pretend like this game is over. I feel like you can get... Actually, in fact, look at a laser's worker count. It is really nice right now. Ooh, but as I say that, a couple of Hellions get in here. And they find 3 drones. That's very nice. Double Oracle on the right side. Showtime doesn't have a shield battery in his natural. And there's no Spore at the 3rd base for the Zerg. They know that it's a Stargate. Kukut will get into this natural. Will find 4 drones. Pretty nice Oracle control. Oh, he's going to dart back in. Finds another 2 drones. Okay. Kukut, not bad at all. I was a little bit worried about, air quotes, pulling his weight. But this is nothing to worry about. He's doing an excellent job. Showtime going to take this low ground base. I'm very impressed that even though that push was held initially, I mean, to be fair, they did a crazy amount of damage. They killed like 2 bases, survived a counterattack on the other side. Yeah, no, there definitely was an option to macro out of that. Roach speed already done for a laser. He's got a few Ravagers on the field as well. It feels like they're kind of prepared for a similar push to what we saw in the previous game. Having to knock down the rocks to let his tanks out. It looks like they would not have fit through this position. First blood. Hero and Kukut are on comms. It is cool to hear their teamwork. Nice. Oh, that's a very good scout right here. This is an amazing changeling. Going to be able to intercept some reinforcements. Maybe able to force a siege. In fact, Corrosive Bile's getting dropped a little bit early, but does enable Showtime to blink forward and snipe this tank. How many gates do we have for Kukut here? Well, 5 for both Protoss players, actually. Kukut getting in towards 7, though. He does have a 3rd base already done. Stasis Trap did catch a couple of roaches trying to split off. Corrosive Biles. Oh. Ooh, good dodge. These roaches, they're so dead. They're the freest of free pickoffs. Oh! Getting a tank would be really nice, actually, for them, but not going to be able to do so. Very heads-up little play from a laser to try and find value with that. Stasis Trap expired just before these units got in here. Kukut blinking forward to shove Showtime back. I will say the DTs for Kukut were huge. And he doesn't have a DT shrine this game. Showtime is ahead in supply relative to Kukut in a big way. 12 Blink Stalkers ahead. Both Protoss players are similarly timed on the +1, but it's a slight edge to Showtime, which means that it's a big lead for Showtime because, of course, he's way ahead in the Stalker count once again. Was that a probe? It was. What was a probe doing on the right side? Huh. Ooh, Templar Archives. I mean, Archons are just very good units. Storm won't be the best here, especially since the laser's going roaches. Oh, Hero Marine. Uh-oh, this army's a little bit trapped. Showtime needs to show up. He will. Tanks are a little bit far back. Now it's going to turn very hard. I think they underestimated the power of the reinforcements of Showtime. And it's hard not to. That is so many Blink Stalkers. That feels like that ended up being bait more than anything. And now Hero Marine and Kukut are very pressed back. A lot of really low HP roaches. Still, that was very, very, very good. Probably game winning for Laser and Showtime. They are starting to take over this game. Meanwhile, we've got Tunneling Claw roaches. No attack upgrades for a laser. That does mean that if Hero Marine can somehow... If Hero Marine and Kukut can survive up to Hero Marine's 2-2, he will be blasting the living crap out of these roaches and Ravagers. Like a genuinely unfair fight. But surviving to that point is a very big ask. And Showtime also is going to have good upgrades. Like he's getting towards his 2-1, which will be timed out with Hero Marine's 2-2. So it's not even like Hero Marine gets a free victory. Like it's not like he just has to contend with a laser, I should say. Kukut, for his part, is getting towards 2-1 as well, which is going to scale with Showtime's upgrades. We do have a crazy amount of tunneling claw roaches on the left side. Going to be able to snipe this tank immediately. Sensor towers are nice, but it seems like there's not any scans. Missile turret on the top will deflect these roaches, but we've got a lot of supply for a laser in Showtime, and they are hitting comfortably before Hero Marines 2-2. Roaches and Ravagers, not the greatest supply, but I mean, look at the Blink Stalker count. Showtime still on 28 Blinky Boys. Cuckoo losing a lot of workers in the backside of this. Scan will come in, will reveal these roaches, but it's not going to matter. There's too many Stalkers. It is really cool to see a Blink Stalker concave go all the way down to the low ground. Like, just bending around the whole map. Like, you have to zoom out to see the whole concave. That always... It's something that very rarely happens, but is really cool. It's honestly kind of difficult sometimes to get all of your Roach Ravager and all of your Blink Stalkers fighting, but on that map, it definitely worked. I do wonder what happens if they don't go chasing that army as far out as they did. Once again, we do have to run another minute and a half of ads. I do apologize for the ads, but once again, I try and keep them always between the games as much as possible, so that you don't miss a moment of the action. All right, it's going to be Rohana for game number 3. The Sleeper 2v2 team, Def Nars and Zardian beat ByuN and Lambo. Yeah, 2-0, in fact. Very impressive. Very impressive feat. I'm here for the ad button. Welcome, InfoFox. Welcome back. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, hanging out. I need a haircut so bad. My hair is getting real shaggy. And I also need a shave. I'm going to shave today. Looking forward to that. Oh, this is Rohana. I love Rohana. I really like Rohana, and I think it's Rust Bucket, maybe? Ooh, Cuckoo now going orange. Nice. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right. It is Cuckoo. And his ally, Hero Marine, for Mouse Sports. What an amazing, amazing journey they've had. Spawning up the top left, it's a laser. And his ally, Showtime. Early Game Demons is such a sick, nasty name. Such a great name. Now, they did not go for the Stalker Ling Flood. They didn't even put on Stalker Pressure onto that frontline wall, like showing a lot of respect to Hero Marine and Cuckoo. And you know what? Maybe I'm talking out of turn. Maybe Hero Marine and Cuckoo would have been... they were trying to bait the attack. Maybe they were totally prepared for it. Cuckoo is extremely experienced in 2v2. And also, it's entirely possible that Showtime and a Laser are more interested in playing for practice. Also, even killing one SCB early feels really good to do to the Terran. Feels really bad when it happens to them. By the way, I was thinking about... I've been watching a bit of AoE too, and I was thinking about how awesome their integrated replay service or replay stuff is. First of all, Blizzard should absolutely do the same thing for StarCraft 2. Like, really juice up the replays. There's apparently a caster version that is like a pro version where you can get even more information. Do like I really want like a Dota Plus for StarCraft 2 replays. Okay, it looks like they are going for it. Yeah. Didn't see it in the previous match, but since there is no front wall, they're going to try for it now. A laser sees the pylon's position. 3-gate Ling Flood. It's so strong in 2v2. Oh, if they kill the Reaper, that would be huge. Oh, the probe. Oh, I mean, it was never going to kill it, but if there was a successful body block, could have been huge. That still is going to force the Reaper all the way back home. Pylon being... Hello? It's a fake proxy pylon in 2v2. What? Oh, no. Oh, they're going to let this in. This is going to get a scout, and it will see the Twilight Council. That's huge information. Cuckoo did open up double gate himself. He's got a shield battery to pull back to. There is a fast tank out of Hero Marine. I don't think Showtime spotted it. If he did, he spotted it by like a tiny little, you know, spot. What? Like just a pixel. Which is all you need to actually spot it. Thank you, Mark. Yes. Welcome. First time message helping out the streamer. That's good vibes. We like that. We do see a quick NG Bay coming in from here, Marine. Relatively quick. Could be a very similar push to what we saw in map number 1. Starport getting fired up. And, okay, as he finishes... Yeah, he's going to start up a reactor for the Starport. This is a really, really good scout for Showtime. Yeah, they see Twilight Council, see an additional gateway in the back. I think he might be able to kill that Overseer. It's going to be close. Oh, one hit. One hit left. That would have gone down. Also, there's an Overlord just hiding in the trees. That's kind of funny. Both Protoss players powering gates, cutting... Well, no, actually, Kukut is cutting probes for the moment. Showtime is continuing to build workers. But he may cut workers once he gets up to 41. We'll see. Well, actually, he's adding at least one more. But they're both going to be on 42, potentially. It's kind of funny. A laser definitely wants this creep to connect up these bases. Mobility advantage is significant. It does feel like they've identified what's going on. Yeah, a laser is... He went for this fast roach speed play. Once again, no Evo. Actually, hang on. Are they the ones getting very aggressive? It feels like both teams are actually getting really, really aggressive off of a high 2-base economy push. Kukut actually going up to 48 probes. He does that on the +1 weapons. Showtime does drop a third Nexus. It feels like Protoss, as much as anything, can pivot probably the easiest these days into, okay, now we macro. Because you just don't use your warp gates. You just don't warp in with them. Now, there's still a commitment. There's still an economic cost, but it's not crazy. Like Zerg, if you build a crap ton of units and you don't drone, it's definitely theoretically possible to transition out of X, Y, Z, but it's not easy. What is the stalker count for both sides? Showtime's a little bit up. They both have a sentry for Guardian Shield. I think also... Oh, this is a little bit funky. Wanting to see the drone count. That is an expensive scout. I guess they didn't have a scan. Hero Marine is still just powering on 2 bases, but he is getting a 3rd CC now. 2 more barracks. I shouldn't say still. It's like more than half done. Yeah, this is kind of funny. It seems that because of the map design and the relative shortness, all 4 players playing very safe. Like very, very safe, relatively speaking. I don't want to use the term scared, but kind of a little bit scared. Fort Bush. The Fortnite bush, I guess. I speak for the trees. What? Wait, what just took damage? How did this roach just take damage? I'm a little confused. We do have a Hive and a Lurker Den coming through. Double upgrades from both Showtime and a Laser now. Now that they realized, yeah, there's a 3rd Nexus. Yeah, there's a 3rd CC. Hero Marine does not want this base. He wants the bottom side base. That pylon from earlier finally getting taken out. The sneaky secret pylon. Ooh, we're going to see a big tank siege up here, but they are not where they want to be. Did he just kill 3 tanks? I think he did. It was at least 2. No, it was 3. Oh, wow. As far as first things to happen in a game, that is about the worst that could have gone for Kukut and Hero Marine. Kukut also losing out in the Stalker Wars versus Showtime, getting a -2 trade. But 4 roaches and 3 lings for 3 tanks and 3 Marines. That is... I mean, that's just kind of a disaster. Now, we've also got the Hydra upgrade started up. He's already got speed. Grooved spines on the way. Lurker upgrade coming in. Hero Marine will be able to afford starting to go towards ghosts. In theory. But Showtime and a Laser have a lot of advantage in this game right now. However, the roaches are relatively crap supply, and that's why a Laser's trying to trade some of them out here. He actually does a very good job, finds a tank, to find a couple of Marauders. Lurkers morphing in. We've already got a couple on the field, more being added in. Even with tanks here, the Lurkers are still very powerful once they get their range. Oh, wow. We've got Cuckoo trying to go for a big flank. He already blinked, so the Zealots are going to be really good here. A force field on the ramp would have been insane. But Cuckoo actually has his own force fields available. It will be a reposition coming in. 2-2 starts up here for a Laser, as well as Adaptive Talons. Cuckoo trying the hard rotate to the top right. Oh. Scan comes in, sees that a lot of Laser's army is moving away, and that's going to allow these bio units to take position on the high ground. Very nice move from Hero Marine. And that will allow Kukut to blink in with him. That could be a phenomenal maneuver. Lurkers on the left side, very good scan. Immediately going to reveal them, but is there enough to still get on top of this? Oh, most of the Zerg forces have been cleared out, but a lot of stuff in production. Like 50 supply in production there for a moment for a Laser. Oh, Hydras, no, they do not want to get in trouble. Rallies are kind of split now. Tanks being boosted forward. A lot has fallen for Cuckoo and Hero Marine. They're getting whittled down heavily. Now the blink forward coming in, grabbing 3 of the tanks after they were boosted forward into the main fight. More reinforcements showing up. It is still very close. Observer was put in siege mode, does get taken down. It's a bloodbath. But ultimately, Showtime and a Laser are going to just barely push this back. Emphasis on just barely. A couple of Lurkers getting jumped once again. Hero Marine does have 2-2. His units are the strongest in terms of upgrades. But the numbers just aren't there. Hydras do have their speed and their range now. And they even have the lunge. They can zip and zoom in and out of fights as need be. Well, not as need be necessarily. This is still scary, actually. A lot of the Hydras did get picked off. Zealots not being able to get it into the fight just yet. But as they join up, this will get driven back once again. Oh, nice snipe on a couple of observers there. Showtime's observer providing vision so that the Hydras can snipe 2 of Cuckoo's observers. Even now, it is still very close in terms of supply, although the laser has a crazy amount of supply. Thank you very much, Trigger, for the raid. Hope you had a great time playing Terran today. Cuckoo with the rotate to the top right. This will force a recall. I think that's a very wise recall. There's no Zealot charge for Cuckoo, which is a little bit unfortunate. He is also down 1 upgrade. Counterattack from a laser did get ultimately cleaned up, but Hero Marine is only on 48 SCVs, 56 probes for Cuckoo, and Showtime and a laser have so much eco relative to their opponents. Lurkers getting into position here. Hero Marine got some good jumps on them before, but he won't be able to this time. And even with purely a laser army, he's able to almost 1v2 at this point. But Showtime Stalkers show up, and they are going to be able to take this one down. Hero Marine and Cuckoo, though. Cuckoo in particular, really nice showing. Ultimately, it is a victory for the... Caveman look suits you. Thank you, Tank and Smat. Ultimately, it is victory here for the... I would say the favored squad, but you gotta hand it to Hero Marine Cuckoo. They really put a good showing together. The Wall Breaker. That's fun. All right, now it's going to be Young Yakov and Shameless versus Showtime and a laser. I do believe Young Yakov Shameless won the last match. If uThermal and Goblin go on to claim victory in their series, it will be a guaranteed Terran Protoss versus Protoss Zerg in the finals. And just looking at the setup between Goblin and uThermal, it looks very good for them. Thermie's got a gigantic mech ghost army, and it's on the big map where there's just a crazy number of bases. I guess it depends a little bit on what Goblin's got. You have a job reference? A JoJo reference. It's like a job reference. What? JoJo reference. It is a little bit caveman look, isn't it? All right, we're going to run 3 minutes of ads, and we will get into Showtime a laser versus Shameless. And did I say it was GG Machine? Young Yakov. Shameless and Young Yakov. PZ versus PZ, best of 3 semifinals. Giro Zappelli's stand. Oh, okay. Spoilers for Steel Ball Run, I guess. Spoilers. What do we have? We've got Shameless and Young Yakov. I don't know that I've seen them play together yet. Kind of part 7 stands are weird. I feel like it. I feel like they did that kind of on purpose. All right. Just got to... Well, got to go to the washroom. We'll be back. All right, plenty of time. It's a lot less Poochie types, which is a good thing, but it also brings really weird abilities. Really messed up that game 3. I think you're giving yourself too much. I think you're giving yourself too much crap there. That was a very impressive display against a really strong team. But I understand. When you're close, it always feels that much worse. Oh, no, I think that was a really impressive display. Very impressive display. Oh. I'm assuming both semifinals will just run simultaneous. I don't think Thermy's going to hold them for any particular reason. You meant the older stands are mostly just punch them till they die? True. May try again on Saturday? Hell yeah. Yeah, you guys looked really good. People were saying that the synergy from, I guess, watching... Were both of you streaming, or was it just Hero Marine? Either way, people were saying, yeah, the synergy was really nice. Just Gabe? Ah. Well, it was, yeah, it was I would say, very impressive showing. All right, it's going to be Reclamation to start off. Now, I'm curious what we'll see from these two. I think Reclamation has become one of, if not my favorite 2v2 maps. I think it's probably still Yellow Jacket, though. Yellow Jacket is really cool. Actually, you know what? No, it's super map dependent. Super matchup dependent. Depending on who plays who and where. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. All right, Young Yakov Shameless versus a Laser and Showtime. Hey, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you guys playing. Appreciate you guys playing, putting in the work. It's cool that 2v2 is getting a lot more attention than it's basically ever gotten before. All right, here we go. Semifinals. Both of these teams have made it into the money, which is kind of nice. Spawning up at the top right, it is a laser. And his ally, Showtime. And their opponent spawning down on the bottom right. For the Stalny Balls, it is Shameless. And his ally, Young Yakov. Also for the Stalny Balls, rocking the player. The name Player. He's going to go Extractor Trick 15 Hatch. Okay. Interesting. Little wrinkle. It is cool to see something different. I really enjoy it too. It is Nexus first out of Shameless, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy on this map. But since it's going to be a one-gate expand, it's just going to be a builder advantage. I do love when some of the younger players are a little bit like more willing to just go crazy and just be like, I don't care. We'll take a risk. We'll take a risk. A little bit of a build order boldness. Speaking of risks, this does look like we are going to see a proxy Stargate out of Showtime, perhaps. Oh, he starts up Warp Gate, though. Maybe a proxy 3-gate that? Or like proxy a 3rd gate? No, he cancels this. Okay, okay. There was nothing here. So, the the only reason to do that was to fake me out. Oh, or indie. Or just out of habit. Could totally have been out of habit. Very funny. Not often you see that. Welcome, Kaido K, by the way. Hope you're having a good time. A good morning, good afternoon, good evening. 6 being produced by a laser here. He did take all drones off gas at 100. Young Yakov still mining with 3 drones on gas. Has not yet dropped a Baneling nest. Oh, little scout from Young Yakov. Does not want to just lose this Overlord, but there's no Stalker here. So there's no risk of that. It was Stalker Sentry out of Shameless versus Double Adept for Showtime. First Oracle could get in here and cause a big problem. Shameless is already actually going to take some big damage here. Adepts do shade forward. Nah, I really don't like that shade. But it ultimately will still yield a little bit of additional value. However, here comes the Lings from a laser. They're on top of the natural of Young Yakov. He does not yet have Ling speed. Why does he not have Ling speed? Oh, because he opened up Extractor Trick 15 Hatch. He might just get run over here. Force Field's trying to keep these units alive. Oracle, meanwhile, is going to rip through this. And I talked about getting away with greed. They did not get away with it. They greeted way too close to the sun, and Young Yakov and Shameless are just going to tap out. Way too much damage done already. And that will just be GG. Holy crap, that was quick. Showtime and a laser. Well, kind of showing how quickly... Even in 2v2, how quickly things can fall apart if you don't realize what you're up against. Nice punishment after noticing their greed. Yeah. I think more than anything, it was actually young Yakov not having what he needed to defend. Shameless already found himself in a tough position. But, yeah, young Yakov really, really left wanting. All right, quick minute and a half of ads. Please tell me this pushes the... Okay, I am really confused by what is happening with Twitch right now. There's something wrong with the ad... ad thing. I don't know what's going on. It's like not pushing back the ad timers as much as it's supposed to. Thank you, Mackie Go-To for the follow. You only get one ad each time. Maybe that's why. I don't think so, but I mean that's good. But no, I think it's something on Twitch's end. They're messing around with something for sure, and they've broken something unintentionally. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right, it is a laser. And his ally, Showtime. And their opponent spawning up at the top left, it is Shameless for the Stalny Balls. And his ally, Young Yakov. Purple looks not bad on Protoss. It's not bad. I do prefer it to pink. So pink, even though Zest was a big fan of the pink Protoss, I vastly prefer... What is that name? Yeah, I know, right? It's pretty funny. Welcome, Railgun. Hope you're having a good one. We're going to see Shameless going for the block attempt. It is double gas, but still going to be a 1-gate expand. Just not quite as fast. Showtime already has the second pylon done, and will throw down a Zealot to start. Showtime does get the block on his opponent. They're actually both going for the same thing right now, but Shameless was a little bit later with his... Was he later? No, he wasn't later with his pylon. He just went for the pylon block. Showtime did, that is. No, they're doing the same thing. What I think the fact that the colors change throws me off more than I should. More than it should. Throws me off more than it should. Of course, if your opponent lets the pylon finish, they can drop a Cyber Core. But that would be kind of crazy when there's a Zerg ally right there. And it could just build Zerglings. And in fact, that's exactly what we see. And Young Yakov gets the kill on his opponent's probe. Whereas Showtime will... Well, they won't be able to kill their opponent's probe. Shameless gets away. But a laser built 2 more drones. So losing 1 probe, but having 2 extra drones, well, it's all right. Oh. Young Yakov having a bit of lag. Do these people not realize the importance of a brand? Honestly, it's true. You are actually right. I feel like you're memeing a little bit, but like, you are 100% right about that. We may have to resume from replay, which would be unfortunate.
Game paused.
Maybe back? I'm just taking this opportunity to chow down a little bit of food. Oh, nice. Okay, well, that's actually really great that we don't have to resume from replay. Good guy Laser was right on top of it with the pause. Enjoy your meal. Thank you. Yeah, I managed to finish.
Resumed.
Very considerate of Young Yakov's internet to give me an opportunity to to chow down a little bit. It is going to be a pretty quick layer out of both Zergs, honestly. They both go for, like, yeah, like a 3-minute layer. Very interesting that we don't see either player going for a Phoenix War, a Stargate. Laser does get the scout on the Twilight and the second gate. They did on the other side, too. Well, actually, not the Twilight. They're going to try. Double Adept from Showtime does not elect to shade in. There's that scout. The double ping coming in. And it is going to be Roaches. So it looks like it's going to be Roach Ravager Blink Stalker versus Roach Ravager Blink Stalker. Shameless is up 3 probes on his opponent. Meanwhile, a Laser, though, has droned very hard. And he finds himself significantly ahead of Young Yakov. But Young Yakov going to surge back. Still, this is a little bit better for a Laser, obviously. I mean, the earlier you get to the drone count you want, the better. Now, a Laser has been skipping Evo. And he's going to do that once again. You do get money for entertaining viewers. That's a, yeah. It's a very, yeah, 100%, 100%. There's got to be something that you do. Me, myself, I am bad about remembering that in the moment, but, like, it's important to be entertaining, more so than anything. Now, I don't think you should, you know, create a false persona for streaming necessarily, but that's just me. For some people, they do that, and it works for them. These Lings are going to get cleaned up. They do see a lot of Roaches being produced, though. A Laser, how many Ravagers? Looks like he's going to be getting to 2 Ravagers, and that's it, actually. Wait, oh my god. No, it's Young Yakov building Ravagers. I was like, man, there's definitely more than, like, 13 Roaches. It's because of the position. It's relatively flipped. This is going to be a tough defense, but the force fields could be very, very handy for Shameless and Young Yakov. Corrosive, oh, he actually pushes, the force field pushes them out of where the Corrosive Bile was. Still, this is looking very, very good on the defense from Young Yakov and Shameless. Oh, intercepting a couple of Blink Stalkers is big. To me, in these fights, it's the Blink Stalker counts that really, really dictate things a lot of the time. Unless the Roach Ravager is massively outnumbered, or you blink forward very aggressively, that does allow the Roaches to actually get kills. At this level, oftentimes you can keep your units alive indefinitely as the Protoss player. Nice blink forward from Shameless, does snipe a Stalker, but it costs him 1. It's a very dynamic fight, dynamic duel. Both Zerg players stuck on 2 bases, but it is a +2 upgrade now on the way for Young Yakov, whereas the Laser is going to try and go for the Tunneling Claws. Doesn't have Burrow started just yet. There we go. Starts it up now. Oh, Contaminate on the Tunneling Claws. That's a really good scout and a really nice Contaminate. Now, funnily enough, what he doesn't know is that Burrow started a fair bit late. But this is actually going to make it so that the tunneling clause is delayed. Even with the lateness of Burrow. It's going to be an extra 18 seconds. We'll try and clock it exactly in case, just in case. Meanwhile, now tunneling clause fired up for Young Yakov. Oh, it was an attempt to snipe this third base. Almost got it. Both Zerg players taking the same third. So I guess so that the Protoss can expand in a line. +1 weapons is faster for Shameless. And when will this finish? It's going to be 8:09. And 8:27. Yeah, so an 18-second difference. That's pretty nice. Delayed it by 18 seconds. We've got cannons coming up in both Protoss bases. And I think that's necessary. Did they scout the wiggling tunneling claws of Young Yakov? I'm not sure. Young Yakov is adding on an infestation pit as well. He is the only player currently with upgrades. A laser still does not yet even have an Evo chamber. At some point in StarCraft 2's lifetime, there was an upgrade that allowed you to increase the regeneration of roaches while they were burrowed. Am I crazy? Am I making that up? We've got tunneling claw roaches coming in from Young Yakov. It's a good concave here from Showtime. Man, he's got 10 more stalkers than his opponent somehow. As I say that, it drops to 8. Oh, that's a really nice jump. Oh my goodness, that was a very good find. Slow warp pylon on this side. Roaches of a laser are set up for a counterattack. Good job from a laser. He gets in on the defensive flank. But now he kind of has to give up ground a little bit because of the tunneling claw roaches. And those tunneling claw roaches might have actually just won the game from a concave perspective. Look at the size of this concave from Shameless and Young Yakov now. The upgrades help. The concave wins. And now it is the roaches of a laser getting absolutely donutted on. Don't think you've got a chance anymore. Because Young Yakov and Shameless have too much stuff. Well, hang on. No. Stalkers get out. And they snipe the base. Stalker count is relatively close. And Showtime, I mean, he's doing pretty well. Oh, tunneling claw roach is, well, gonna wander into the cannon range, unfortunately. Will get taken out. There was a tunneling claws roach on the other side, but a big fight coming in. Again, the concave is better for Shameless. Link forward coming through is going to work wonders. A laser supply is non-existent relative to the opponent at this point. Oh, the tunneling claws roaches are hunting. Yeah, they're just going to tap out. They know. They know. And after a game one that was incredibly fast and went in the favor of Showtime and a laser, game two goes hard the other direction after a very early game for a while. Or even game. Man, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but the ads, I do apologize. I'm running them a lot more than I want to. But we ain't got a choice. I think it depends a little bit. The entertainment value of a player, if you are a really top tier player, you absolutely can be entertaining for your gameplay. But like, it's not just about that. I think it's a mix. Like, people are entertained by Cyril's gameplay because it is you know, the closest to perfection I think that we've ever seen in StarCraft 2. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's... That's a big one. But like, especially if you're, it's tricky because I don't think there's anything wrong with focusing on your play as a player. I think that that's obviously something to do. But unless it's so extreme, like Special actually was known for changing his name so many times, and that actually in and of itself became a brand. But I do think that there is a bit of a cost that it comes to, you know, changing your name kind of just out of the blue for no particular reason. If there's a story to it, that's a different story. So like, for example, when Vanya became Rattata, that was kind of fun, you know? That was kind of cool. And it was like once he wins the tournament, he'll become Ratakit. He'll evolve, which I think was a neat concept and a neat premise. Like that was that there was something there. There was a reason for it, and it created a little bit of chatter. Vanya, Rattata, and now he's Wayne, which is kind of funny. But like even that, like there's something there, like Bruce Wayne. I personally thought Vanya was a pretty cool name for like a StarCraft 2 player. You thought Vanya is young Yakov? There you go. I mean, it is tricky to establish brand. The thing is, it's StarCraft 2 is small enough now that there's kind of less to that than it used to be. The thing is, though, for Cyril's case, he's very different. Because he makes enough money, like he's good enough at the game to win world championships, first and foremost. Like that already puts you in a league above, and he's also making a large salary for his level of play with Basilisk. I don't know what it is, but like to get the best player in the world, a multiple-time world champion, and a heavy favorite to every tournament he enters, the salary has to be significant. There's no doubt in my mind of that, without knowing what the number is. And then also, well, no, also that's actually kind of the long and short of it. Spawning up the top right, it is a laser and his ally, Showtime. And their opponent spawning down in the bottom of Fields of Death, it is young Yakov. And his ally, Shameless. But a good example is Lambo. Lambo has monetized. He is a very good player, an extremely good player, and he focuses heavily on his gameplay. But he has found a different way to monetize, and that is via his Zerg Academy. He recognized that there's very few Zerg, I guess, content creators out there that are putting out really high-level analysis, improvement analysis, and focus on how to improve. I think it's good vibes. I think it's okay vibes for now. I mean, it's a good idea to remind people to be like, hey, you know, it's all friendly here. It's just a friendly discussion, but I think it's okay. Oh, I love this. Evo chamber before speed. He's a great foil for Hearthstone. Yeah, it's and that's another thing too. They have a little bit of branding together with Harambo or Lambstum, you know, as kind of a pseudo casting Archon. They have definitely intentionally branded themselves that way a little bit. Now, if we did see a bit of aggression from Laser in Showtime, this could be punished. But if they don't punish this, this is really, really rough to deal with. For Laser in particular. And it's not like Showtime can be everywhere to defend his Zerg ally. +1 melee Lings, absolutely dumpster other Lings. Now, he is going for a Baneling Nest, which is good for a Laser. And it's a fast Baneling Nest, too. Like, I think, yeah, he kept all 3 drones on gas. We do have the proxy Stargate once again from Showtime. The Professor and the Captain. Exactly. He was the branding of the Professor lends more credence to him as a very smart Zerg player. He still wants to do very well in tournaments, but now the pressure to do so is like heavily lowered because well, for one, he's making a salary from Shopify Rebellion, but also he's got like a very successful Patreon now. Shameless is going to be able to find 2 probes here. Does he get a third before the... He does. Oh, and he shades away. That's quite nice. Meanwhile, other side of the map. Looks like 2 probes went down for Shameless. 4 went down for Showtime, but +1 melee's not done yet. Ling speed not done yet. It's a razor thin timing, but they're getting in before they are ready. This is a huge punish for this particular build. And this is looking like it might actually just be the series here. Ling speed will now complete as well as +1 melee. And the Baneling Nest, but there are still a lot of Banelings to contest with. And not to mention this Proxy Oracle can be used in battle, and it will. +1 melee is great, but it's not enough on its own. Oh, Shameless is going to be able to target down 2 Banelings quickly. But Stalkers, they do end up getting pinned against the wall here. There's nowhere for them to run, nowhere for them to hide, and GG is going to be called. 2 Proxy Oracles, 2 victories. As the game ended, 50 supply for Laser, 50 supply for Showtime. And it's a 50-50 credit. And they have also secured themselves $50 each as they guarantee a top 2 in this tournament. Defmars and Zardiant, meanwhile, up 1-0 over Thermi and Gabo. Oh, looks like they might have just finished their second game. Now, is it going to game 3 or was that the first game that they just finished? Maybe that was the first game. Lambo retired like 3 years ago. Heh. He did and he didn't, you know? He had a really nice showing making it to EWC. And then honestly played very well there. Played very well there. Showtime and a Laser do ultimately take it. All right, once again, I do feel... I'm sorry about this, but we do have to run another 3 minutes of ads because Twitch is being super freaking weird. And we would much rather run the ads now than while we're in the game. Bum, 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 bum. Ad time, Pog. Okay, Def Mars and Zardiant did win their series. So it is going to be Showtime and a Laser versus Def Mars and Zardiant. Did I get the capitalization right? I think I did. PZ versus PT. Best of 5 grand finals of this second 2v2 cup. Capital R, capital D, capital N, capital T. I'll put 10 minutes on the timer for this one. Get those predictions in. Did you stop doing YouTube content? I do live streaming to YouTube, but I haven't been posting stuff to YouTube manually for a while. But I have plans to start again once I move my setup over to my, well, where I'm living now. Hey, thank you for the raid, uThermal. Appreciate it very, very much. Thank you, thank you. Hope you had a great stream. If you're planning to take a little break and then possibly do some AoE too, well, that'd be nice. And we'll obviously raid you back if that's the case. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow, Server Lord, Software Wolf. I'm planning on not taking a break. Oh. Oh la la. Thank you for the follow, System D. Obviously, we've got ourselves a nice little best of 5 coming up. A Protoss Zerg versus a Protoss Terran. The number 9 seed, Demour and Mower Breaker. The Wall and the Wall Breaker. No idea that was that spicy of a statement. Ah, it's not. It is not. It is not. Twitch says commercial break in progress, but there's no ads. Yeah, I don't know what is happening with Twitch. Actually, I wonder if someone's tweeted about it. There is a guy that I follow on Twitter, even though I kind of hate Twitter at this point. Don't lose your 50% discount on premium. I'm not getting premium Twitter. Shut up. Sorry. That's a little lame. Lame. Bum. What did I want to look up? What is his name? Here's branding coming up again. Oh, what is the name of the gent? Bum, bum, bum. New bed of chaos. Lobby's up. Wow, 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 wow. I think 7TV has bugged up my Firefox. I think they need to remove it and then reinstall. Maybe it's X. Yeah. Oh, ha. All right, new bed of chaos going to be the first map. This is a theoretically bustable map for Ling Stalker. Break Brother is watching. There's something wrong with the ads manager is the problem. And why are they about to crush Showtime in a laser? That is the golden question, isn't it? All right, here we go. Spawning down on the bottom right for the clan. It is Deathmars in the red. And his ally, Hyper Ones, Zardiant. I got thrown off by a Radiant, even though I know that's what he does. And their opponent spawning up the top left, it's a laser. And his ally, Showtime. They've been cooking today. They've been cooking. Twitch subs in Switzerland are $9 so expensive. What's the exchange rate? Just curious. Like, is it €9? Hey, thank you, a dog wearing shades, for gifting a subby to the community. Going to Gnome313 or Nom or Gnome13. I guess it's Gnome13. CHF. Yeah, I'm actually not even sure. I would assume Switzerland uses the euro, right? Am I correct? They're a part of the EU, no? The Swiss franc. Oh, okay. They're not. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't even know that. Interesting. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. They never joined. Very interesting. That's a very Switzerland thing. Neutrality, etc. Yada yada. Now, are we going to see aggression off this double gate? I mean, it feels like there has to be, but there is a double gate out of Deathmars. Oh, Showtime going for the recall, saves the probe. And, I mean, we still haven't seen a proxy third gate yet. Kind of surprising. It is going to be a 4-stalker opener from Showtime. Ooh, and he will find an early probe. That's nice. It's quite nice. Deathmars and Zardian. It would be cool to see them win one of these cups. I feel like they've had some really fantastic results and have beaten some incredibly good players, but they haven't been able to win one of these, I don't believe. But this is, I think this is their best run so far. Getting to the finals. They've been second already, yeah? Oh, okay, okay. Still, 2-0ing Lambo+Spirit is a very impressive showing. even though it's a Terran Zerg, and Terran Zerg can definitely struggle against the Phoenix mech that Def Mars and Zardiant, well, are going for here, and certainly went for in that series. I didn't even need to see it to know. Oh, force field's trying to come in. That is 4 force fields dropped, but that is 2 stalkers potentially picked off. Barely gets one. The other one barely escapes. Barely. Meanwhile, we've got a fast Evo chamber coming in from a laser and a 2nd and 3rd gas. No Roach Warren just yet. Infestation Pit. Okay, we're going fast melee, surely. And big Ling energy. Now, that's pretty interesting. I wonder how this does. I mean, I suppose if you go fast Microbial Shroud, or not even fast, but like you go for Microbial Shroud, you can get on top of the mech units pretty nicely. Not to mention the fact that, of course, Fungal Growth is going to be really, really good against any potential battle mech, but it is going to be tanks. Now, I wasn't paying close enough attention before. Oh, that's a great changeling. With the number of sentries that have been made by Def Mars, and the fact that he's going tanks, are we going to see a big push? A laser initially working on these rocks. I do like the idea of going for these rocks. I mean, knocking them out makes it a lot easier to deal with a tank push that's trying to abuse this low ground. Oh, electing instead to go off after these rocks instead. I mean, taking down rocks is always a good thing if you think your opponent's doing a big tank push. And it does feel very much like Zardiant and Def Mars are heading down that track. Now, Infestors, without their opponents going battle mech, they're going to be a lot less valuable with Fungal. But if they do recognize what this is and go for Microbial Shroud, different story. However, I don't think... at this point, I don't think there's enough time to get it. Fungal Growth will still be good against the Blink Stalkers. Both players have completed Blink. Here comes the first push, though. We got a big Ling counterattack set up. +1 melee, not quite done, but it will complete just now. God, this looks scary. Ooh, interception on... Was that a tank? It was. Tank and a Hellion. There's no blue flame yet. It's just now kicking in. Fungal Growth catching a lot, or pardon me, Force Field's catching a lot of these Infestors, but Fungal Growth catching a lot of these Stalkers. However, they're able to blink away. Blue Flame Hellbats in the back. This is going to be a dead third base for Laser. No saving that. The positioning too strong. Counterattack was deflected, but they went back home, and this has kept reinforcements from crossing the field. DT added in by Def Mars. DTs. Here it is. Where's the detection? There's no detection at the moment. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's a lot of DTs crossing in. 6 DTs, in fact. Fungal Growth will reveal 1. Oh, he doesn't finish the kill, so it actually just... Oh my god, there's DTs running amok. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fungal lands on 1 DT. Where is the Overseer? We've got 2 Overseers in production. One of them pops up. Ooh, good positioning here from Showtime. Tanking this DT and actually does blink the Stalker back, but on the front line, this is nasty. Tanks are in a really strong little setup. Knocking down these rocks did end up being a very good decision. +2 melee still on the way for a laser. He's not canceled it. There is the Microbial Shroud started now. He needed this a while ago. If they had started it up when the push first started, it could be done now. And there would be an opportunity to break this a lot more effectively. But as it is, this is looking increasingly dire for Showtime and a laser. Oh, these Lings. Oh, no. Blue Flame Hellions find them. And now Burrow trying to save another set, but they're dead. They are dead for sure. Every single one of them falling. More Lings trying to counterattack. It's so many Zerglings this time. And with a Zealot warp in on the right side, they might be able to cancel this third Nexus, which is obviously very nice. But Blue Flame Hellions getting sent back home. They'll be able to clean up these Zealots, no problem. Changelings spotting the third base landing of Zardiant. And they can't build command centers, Showtime and a laser. Like this contain that they're held under is brutal. There's the Microbial Shroud. Units are not yet in it. Another set getting dropped here. Very good against the tanks, against everything, honestly. Fungal Growth locking down a good number of the Stalkers. Lings are getting melted by the Blue Flame Hellbats. Infestors are almost completely out of energy, but they fully break the push. +2 melee Lings trying to wrap around on these Stalkers. They're going to try and recall out. How many go down? It's going to be a lot of losses. Showtime and a laser getting an extremely good cleanup, but there's so much at home for Deathmars and Zardiant. 7 siege tanks. Ooh, 2 of them, though, are going to get jumped. Blue Flame Hellbats were not in position to protect them. Tanks really good when they're set up and defended and they do what they want. But when they can't do what they want, they struggle. Microbial Shroud helping these Stalkers a lot. There's still a lot of damage output in this army from Deathmars and Zardiant. Tanks don't cover this command center just yet. The Changelings are providing so much vision here for Laser and Showtime. On the backside, they're letting them know basically almost where the tanks are. Just barely can't see this one. Another Microbial Shroud is dropped. Base on the right side will be in huge jeopardy now. And with the Lings joining up, they're +2 Adrenal Glands against 0 Armor Zealots. The Zealots have +1 attack. But this is still going to be very difficult to defend. Hold position on the Lings. Well, Stalkers repositioned from Deathmars. They're going to hold. They are going to hold, and this was a very... This was a counterattack that really needed to get a lot more done than it's gotten so far. Infestors are strong here. Fungal Growth is big, and I don't think there's a recall available. Microbial Shroud going to be good at protecting the Lings. The Lings absolutely eat the 1-0 Stalkers alive. +3 melee Cracklings are... They are the dream of Zerg players. A couple of Stalkers do blink out, and a laser is so low in supply. Deathmars is struggling in terms of mobility, though. Or, sorry, Zardiant. Deathmars is not struggling in terms of mobility, but we do see him getting jumped by Showtime. Zardiant's supply is so freaking high right now. But it is very immobile. And even if he maxes out, if Deathmars somehow gets taken... Oh. What the hell? I guess there was a Ling in there. It unburrowed and caused a bit of a friendly fire shenanigans. Maybe there was a Changeling? I don't even... No, it was blood. It wasn't the, like, this Ichor. Ooh, Blue Flame Hellions on the other side. Finding a couple of probes of Showtime. Showtime has a lot of gas in the bank, which means he can warp in a lot of Archons. Oh, man, these DTs. They are a problem. And that is Deathmars' scan. Stalkers, they do not want to be fighting into siege tanks. There's a common misconception. By the way, why is the laser long-distance mining from here? When he's got his own base that is undersaturated, even if just slightly. Oh, he's got another base on the top right. Huh. A laser, hello? Focusing, obviously, on the main fights. Oh, Fungal Growths. God, that is so many tanks. They cannot fight this. Not a chance. 0 chance, even with Microbial Shrouds. That is so many siege tanks right now. Unless they're all unsieged. I actually don't know the math. Can the Archons break this? Maybe with Microbial Shroud, they might actually be able to. Lings on the other side. There are DTs for defense, but that is so many 3-1 Lings now. Meanwhile, at the main fight, Microbial Shroud. got to do so much heavy lifting, so much more than I think it's capable of. If Showtime had DTs, this would be so nice. Just being able to get in on top of the army. Or something to drop on top of the tanks, really. But there's an observer anyways, and of course scans are available. Oh, Lings, if they can get on top, they will force a lot of friendly fire. That is what the Stalkers are trying to do. Archon's going to do just fine against the Immortals, and especially with the Microbial Shroud. But there is not enough to breach this. There's way too many +2 tanks. And GG will be called. Zardian Deathmars. Get it done with so much firepower. Zardian's army supply was bonkers. God, look at this. Look at this graph at the end. Like, to the floor. Perfect time for ads. Oh, my God, we got hit. Microbial covers tank shots now. It already has. Who do you have shared ban info with? Who did you piss off? All right, game 2 is going to be on Reclamation here. Oh, man. That was a pretty sick tank push, the first one. And then second one was, yeah, pretty solid as well. Well, not solid. It won the game. But well done. All right, here we go. Spawning up in the top right for 3D Clan, it is Deathmars. In the red. And his ally, Zardians. Also in the red. Their opponent spawning down on the bottom right, it's Showtime. And his ally, a laser. The second was a hammer. It was. You hammered him to the point of desperation. And in that desperation, they turned to a man they did not fully understand. The Dark Knight was such a good movie. Chris Nolan. Very cool. Is this a... No, it's not a gasless opener. No. Now, will there be an attempt to punish a Protoss Terran? We don't see a double gate from Deathmars, and it is going to be a gate nexus. Okay, surely this is the game. I've talked about it for so long. Surely this game will see Ling Stalker. Honestly, based on what I'm seeing so far, it seems like Showtime and a laser feel that it's been figured out. But if there's one map and one situation to do it on, it's a one gate nexus, it's a one Rax expand. There won't be a better situation than this one. Probe trying to re-aggro the Marine. But this Overlord's going to get to the high ground, no problem. You don't want to throw away the probe, honestly. He builds the second pylon at home. Okay, Can someone did somebody somewhere figure out the defense against I think they should ask Larry and Knight about the specific mechanics of it. I mean, I've seen them do it, though. I've seen Showtime and Laser do it, and, like, it's very, very strong. Even against Zerg Protoss, it can be really strong. Like, you use your Stalkers to snipe their banelings. But a Laser going to be opening up with a quick lair. And we are not going to be seeing this ultra aggression I was expecting. Def Mars did go for a very quick second gate after this and a third gate. Oh, force fields could be scary. Nope. Still saves the SCV, which is nice. One might say overpowered instead of strong. But I guess they're confident in their macro play. I mean, I guess so, but like this is one of the biggest strengths, I feel like, of Zerg Protoss. I do feel like Zerg Protoss is just a really good comp in general, but it can be really tough against Terran Protoss when Terran Protoss is going for this mech play. To be fair, part of it is just the threat of this can keep the opponents very honest. Scout not able to be prevented from seeing the natural. Good job from Def Mars to get that in there. Okay, and it is... Oh, wow. They're going for another push. Another push here. Blue Flame Siege Tank. With Blink Stalker... Well, actually... No, it's not Blink Stalker Sentry. It's just Stalker Sentry. The rocks are going to be a big problem. Once tanks get set up there, we've got a shield battery starting up. I don't think they have any idea that this is coming until just now. Force fields are dropped, and they do trap 2 Stalkers. It's a lot of force fields. But killing 2 Stalkers before anything's happened is really nice. Losing one, though, that does not feel great. Counterattack on the other side of the map is going to get cleaned up here. Corrosive Biles will break some of these force fields. This siege tank does hit the Nexus here. It's a slow warp pylon. We've also got a shield battery. Once Showtime's blink completes, this becomes a lot easier to deal with. Oh my god, a laser's already going towards Hive. He's going to have roach speed in a moment. Ooh, Corrosive Biles. He's going to be able to sneak these Ravagers up on the tank. Gets the kill. That's really big. That alleviates a lot of the pressure. And that's actually going to be enough to drive this back, which now makes this a very good 2-base Hive. God, this is such an insanely fast Hive. This is like... This is actually bonkers. We were talking about the 3-gate, just Stalker Ling in general in 2v2, and how I'm very surprised that Showtime and a Laser haven't been doing it at all. But once again, the focus, and I said this earlier, but I haven't really, you know, talked about it. The focus may be literally on just practicing. Like, they may be like, hey, how do we deal with, you know, Phoenix mech or Protoss plus mech? Let's get some good practice against it. Ooh, Vipers. That's a big adjustment. Not going to be fast Adrenal. Instead, going to be very fast Vipers. Depot Top Hat will save this depot. Nice job. 3 Vipers out at 648, 647. Genuinely crazy timing. Crazy work. Now, he's only on 44 drones. And that's not an economy. That is not a good economy. Oh, Roach is on the left side. Going to get jumped here by some Stalkers. A Laser does have an incredibly high army supply. Oh, blink forward. Going to be able to punish the move from Def Mars. Nice force field. Gets an extra Stalker there before it can blink away. Def Mars, gotta be very careful, but he's oh, okay. Why did we blink that way? We could have blinked across the rocks. Is he trying to bait him into the tanks? Very strange. Very costly mistake. I mean, throwing away 2 stalkers for free is just unfortunate. No vision across the rocks. I mean, he could have gotten vision with his own stalkers, could have asked for a Hellion for support. Blink forward snipes a Viper. That is a full energy Viper that just got sniped. That might have looked like an insane play, but it was actually a very good one. Blue Flame Hellion in the main base, actually going to find 4 drones. Not bad. Actually, it looks like he found 7 drones. Ooh, Blinding Cloud is going to get dropped. Blink forward did get punished a little bit. Force Field's getting dropped by Def Mars. Huge Blinding Cloud on the tanks there. They are trying to wedge their way in. Looks like the Vipers are out of juice, though. And the Force Fields have bought the time for the hold. Ignore Laser's supply, because if it can't get on top of those tanks, it is garbage. It is total garbage. DT on the other side of the map. This time, they're a lot better prepared for it. But it's still going to get into the main base. Still killed 5 probes, it looks like. Cannon also getting killed. There is an Overseer, so it provides the detection. A Laser cracked the code with a Viper Rush. Yes, but I know the supplies look lopsided. I actually still prefer Def Mars and Zardian's position. Since they're both up to 3 bases, there's a ton of tanks out. +1 weapons is done. And a Laser, he has droned up significantly now. But, like, Mass Tank is so good against everything that a Laser and Showtime have right now. Maybe except for the Zealots. And obviously the Vipers. 4 Vipers, though. I mean, it is very good. A Laser will need to trade out the Roaches, is my concern. Like... I mean... This game is far from over. I'll put it that way. This game is far from over. There's a lot of opportunities to make plays. Ooh, Stalkers on the left side for Showtime are going to, well, be forced away more than anything. Oh, interception on the Stalkers. Tank's going to siege up. Fortunately, Showtime is quick to blink away. Gotta be careful about over-chasing right now. This could get punished. There's no Infestors to actually lock this down. Just those... Oh, Zealots are going to get on top of a lot of the Hellbats. Normally not what you would want, but they kind of find them isolated. Abducting Stalkers. Well, I mean, it is trades. We do see these tank pushes coming forward because the abducts were used. Oh, Blink Forward going to try and snipe some of the Vipers. Gets one of them. Hellbats, very clunky. Kind of bottling the Blink Stalkers a little bit, but they're able to escape. Meanwhile, oh, look at that reaction time from Def Mars on the Nidus Worm. That was brilliant. Blinding Clouds get dropped, but they just tap out. Blinding Clouds are way less good against tanks than people think. They're good against small numbers of tanks, but they last way less time than people realize. The force fields in the natural were such a game-saving play because right at the moment when they were trying to get on top of the... right at the moment when they were trying to get on top of the... the tanks, as they were like 5 of them were blinding clouded. Def Mars dropped a bunch of force fields and prevented the Stalkers from being able to close the distance, as well as the Roaches and Ravagers. And that basically just defended everything. And then the Blinding Cloud wore off, and they just got blasted. Who won? The Terran Protoss. Def Mars and Zardian. Those force fields were insane. It was so sick. Can you recast GSL, please? I might be able to do that. I do have to run a minute and a half of ads. I do apologize. You don't like one base, two stalker unless you're able to overly scare opponents, but Zardian and Deathmars should be able to cleanly counter because they know the meta. It is a best of 5, yes, but they were up 2-0. And looking super, super primed. Super sharp. Ooh, Ampy is now playing... AoE 2. It's been really cool to see Ampy's stream pop off. I really like him as a streamer. I think he's a cool dude. Man, I would actually be really happy for Deathmars and Zardian if they were able to win this, because it feels like they've been so close for so long. I know it's just one of the warm-up cups, but still. It's not like they've had an easy set of opponents. Spawning up at the top right, it is Zardiant. And their opponent spawning up at the top right, or sorry, his ally. It is 3D Clan's Deathmars. What are we on about? What am I on about? Spawning down on the bottom left, it is Showtime. And his ally, a laser. In the blue. These guys are PZ snipers, at least on ladder. As in, like, they're like... They feel the most confident against Protoss and Zerg. Are there any combo teams in 2v2 that are same race that can actually compete against, you know, some of the really good teams? Like dedicated 2v2 teams? Obviously, I'm not as familiar with the top of the ladder of 2v2. Especially with, like, combo teams. Oh, Deathmars with a gas steal. But I actually don't think that's super great. When your opponent's going one gate Nexus. For the first time, we're seeing Showtime not open up double gate. And I think that's a good thing. Because it does not feel like this has been... Well, it doesn't feel like this has really yielded any positive results yet. Clem Protoss and Clem Terran. That one I can't disagree with. Now, I suppose... Oh, Reaper. Hold that thought, as I say, I suppose. Reaper goes down, doesn't get a kill. I suppose you kind of know your opponent can't really go Stargate. And is the plan to try and go Phoenix then? Okay. Not really dedicated mirror race ones I know of. I would assume no. I would assume that that's just not a thing. But... Oh, that's a really good scout seeing the Twilight Council. I mean, you can think that your opponent is not going Stargate, but confirming it is very good. And that will be a double Stargate opener with a very quick 4 gas once again from Deathmars. I believe that Zardian and Deathmars did this last warm-up cup versus... Was it Skillis and a laser on Fields of Death? The, like, really, really fast 3rd and 4th gases. And he committed to a crazy number of Phoenix really early, but it looks like it's going to be Oracle to start. I mean, this will still go into Phoenixes, no doubt. Energy recharge gets popped. Cancels a probe or two. Oh, it's a fleet beacon. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, is this going to be Carrier or Tempest Rush? I actually think this might be Tempest Rush. If you know your opponent's not going Stargate, you absolutely can rush out Tempest here. And this is a pretty decent map. You'd plop the Tempest down here, drop some Revelations. This base is super, super difficult to defend. We'll see if that's what it ends up being. Okay, he starts up 2 Phoenixes. Then wait, what? I'm actually just genuinely very confused. Def Mars is actually floating a fair bit of cash. Oh, is this fake? Is this fake? Well, more or less, yes. It is going to be carriers. I don't believe they scouted the fleet beacon. No, did not scout the fleet beacon. Saw Phoenix is in production. Oh, this is sick. Could just be range. There'd be no reason to get range this early. And the only reason you'd get range is if your opponent is going for Spire. Now, they should notice pretty soon that it's only 3 Phoenixes. Oh, that's a nice little fungal. Oh, Recall barely saves the 1 Phoenix here. Meanwhile, Stalker's on the other side of the map. There is some aggressive action from Showtime. He's able to kill a... Oh, that's a very good catch defensively for a laser in Showtime. Eight Hellions have died and a tank defensively, and they haven't really gotten anything for it yet. Carriers are going to reveal themselves to try and defend this base. Lift will come in, will grab 2 Stalkers, but more Stalkers showing up. They might just go and pounce on these carriers. If they can lock them down with Fungal, that would be quite nice. But looks like the tanks are actually going to be enough to defend. Hellions melted the Lings. Hang on. I really thought that was going to go differently than it did. The stasis trap protected that 1 tank. Oh, the repair. You got to unsiege the tanks, or that happens. Well, I guess they didn't want to risk unsieging the tanks and dying to a big blink forward. There was a stasis trap that could have covered against that, but I understand the decision not to do that. Carriers did survive. We're now up to 4 carriers in a moment, and +1 air is going to kick in as well. And we don't have armor or carapace for either Zerg or Protoss. Trader stasis. Yeah. The thing is, it didn't need to be if they unsiege the tanks, but I really do understand not wanting to do so. Very interesting expansion pattern. Not wanting to go to the low ground, wanting to claim the high ground first and saying, we don't care about the gold base. There's a nice little fancy AoE 2 style wall here with the barracks in it. +2 carriers are really, really strong. +1 carriers are also pretty strong when your opponent doesn't have upgrades. There is the second Forge from Showtime. Okay, he is going to focus on Forge upgrades. Honestly, I wouldn't even hate 67 probes. I wouldn't even hate a 3rd Forge for shields. Now, there is always an opportunity for your opponents to open with or add on Ghosts, and we've seen Zardiant is comfortable doing so. Did I actually say the number? We got tanks sneaking up here. Mama ship added in. I do think a laser and Showtime are now starting to do the right thing, which is big expansion. Massive expansion. 86 drones for a laser. Oh my god, these Stalkers. Ah. Killing the rocks is nice, but that is a lot of damage on those Stalkers. 67 probes. Oh my god. Oh, drones, yeah. Did I... probes? Drones? Probes. It was probes. Now we're up to 73 for Showtime. Ooh, stasis trap on the right side. Cannons and batteries being added in. And the carrier count is really starting to get out of hand. Ultralisks can be really good. And Microbial Shroud can be insanely good against the carriers here. What? Stalker just got, like, yeeted into space. We saw the shadow. To an upgrade started up. We've got a Raven. Ooh, is that going to be for anti-armor missile to try and counteract the Microbial Shroud a little bit? The math gets so complicated at that point. Stalker's going to move forward on the right side. I think just kind of checking. Are the carriers in position? Are there any stasis trappies here? And they will find 4 cannons. 3 cannons? pretty quickly. Nidus Worm. That is a potentially very nice play. There's actually a blind spot here in this corner of the main base of the Terran. That's a big problem. We haven't seen a prism just yet, but it is coming in on the right side now. Oh, sensor tower. Doesn't actually see the Overseer, interestingly. Zardiant wants to defend command center? What? Oh, there's a changeling in here. That's cool that you can ping and it says attack changeling. That's really, really nifty. This could be the start of something here for Showtime and Laser. We've got the Prism trying to get in the main base. +2 air has completed. There is the Warp in. There is the double Nidus Worm. This is going to be problems, but it's a distraction to allow for an opening. Nidus Worms. No, he doesn't deny it. He doesn't deny it. Ah, get it. Kill it. Here comes the Ultralisks with Infestors. That is why he was distracted. Def Mars, that is. Mama Ship is available. There's a cloaking field. Overseers will provide detection. Anti-armor missile plus microbial shroud plus chitinous plating equals Ultralisks dying in a completely unknown number of hits. This does get defended, but Nidus Worms in the main. Going to find big value here. A Laser and Showtime are still pretty much maxed. Showtime 180 supply. Oh, he's going to continue to counterattack. Okay. Oh, this might turn into a base trade. This has the makings of a base trade. Widowmines will hit the Zealots hard. Does he have the Drilling Claws? He does. They cannot really fight the army of Def Mars and Zardiant. Ultralisk getting blasted right there by the unsieged mech army. He kills the Nidus Worm. That means no addition. Oh my god. Oh, did that? Oh no, there is another Nidus Worm. Okay, not a Nidus network, I should say. There are no more Nidus heads. So the units inside, it's just drones. Ooh, +3 weapons. Barely going to complete. +3 armor should easily be denied. And that's actually a big deal because +3 air is done. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Widow Mines not going to be able to protect these carriers. That was actually kind of what was keeping these units from blinking forward. All the interceptors are mostly gone, and this will be a full breach of the main. It's up to a Laser and Showtime to basically now just make sure to rebuild as much tech as possible. Speaking of which, a Laser, Spire, and an Ultra Cavern. He's also getting a Nidus Worm head somewhere. Oh, on the other side of the map. There's unfortunately no detection for the Widowmine, so they will fire again. But I don't think Def Mars and Zardiant... Well, there's like not a lot of well, okay, 37 Stalkers is a lot of anti-air. And there's actually only 10 carriers. What am I saying there's not a lot of anti-air? There's a crazy amount of anti-air. 40 Stalkers is a lot. And with Microbial Shroud protecting them, it's even more big, more gooder. It's even better. This does look like it's going to go to a game number 4. But we're not there yet. There's 3 lifted orbitals. In theory, if a Laser can just get out some Corruptors and set these on fire, they will win. And by in theory, that's not even in theory. They just would. But, well, hang on. These bases in the top. Oh god, the Ultras get absolutely melted, even with their chitinous plating and +2 armor. There's just so much firepower from Def Mars and Zardiant. Army values are not as far in favor as I would have expected, but still pretty in favor. Oh, getting these Overlords is actually so painful. Mostly because there's not a ton of accessible larvae, I think, for a Laser to rebuild them. And it's actually a surprising cost. Death Mars and Zardian can still win this. I do love that a laser is building hatcheries in his opponent's base. Cloaking Field activated. I'm not really sure why. There's actually... Oh my god, there's no detection. It's just infestors for fungal growth. He doesn't have a lair. He's only on one hatchery now. And it's a rebuilt hatcher on the other side. How many drones? 51 and no mining. God, there's so much army power and no economy for anyone that's not named Showtime. Showtime, though, is just now getting unsupply blocked. Killing even interceptors is really good. All the money has been shifted to Death Mars, knowing that, well, he's got to be able to rebuild interceptors. Showtime correctly identifying that he can just pick these off. It's obviously a good thing for them. Oh, these two tanks in the back. They will see the Zerg army closing in from behind. Losing two of them is very painful. There is the Cloaking Field. Microbial Shroud activated. Anti-armor missile was also used. They want to cook through these bases as quickly as possible. They do not want to be slowed down. Oh no, probes just being thrown away. Anti-armor missile does connect on only two stalkers. Good dodge. Cloaking Field is going to be available in another 20 seconds. Interceptor count. It's still full. Oh, that's a big kill on a carrier. That is good. We don't actually really have to look at the production tab too much. We just got to keep track of Death Mars's money. These probes are going to get tracked down. Oh, he doesn't have blue flame. But there's nothing that's really light besides these... besides the workers. So it actually doesn't even matter. There's literally nothing in the army that takes bonus damage, I think. Stalkers won't from blue flame. Oh, we've actually got Zardian with a command center that can fly to the bottom right. The problem is he needs to land mules in order to mine. But if he can do so, he can provide more money for interceptors. Cloaking Field does get forced out. A laser now starting to mine again. But will be forced to stop mining for a while. Showtime is down to just 4 structures and doesn't have money for Nexi. This is really problematic. The loss of those overlords was actually really big. Ooh, snipe attempt on a siege tank. He gets it. Any damage these stalkers can do is permanent on the mech. Death Mars is starting to run out of interceptors. And by that, I mean run out of cash to build them. But he is going to be on 72. He's fully capped out on his 9 carriers. The kill on that 1 carrier was big. Okay, they see this. God, the Mule Hammer is going to be mighty. There's actually a ton of cash for repair on the mech. But this is giving time for a laser to rebuild overlords. He's got a lair and a spire now. What he doesn't have is a whole lot of gas mining. Oh my god, this is a lot of mules. Scans coming in. How many bases did they just see? Just the one. Phoenixes are going to potentially go for lifts. How does one of the Phoenixes have no energy? What? What did he lift? A couple interceptors getting taken out, but there was a huge cash infusion. Cash injection. This base in the top right, the fact that it's a layer and that it's been unscouted is so big. But the spire is going to go down. 4 corruptors started up. Base on the bottom right. Oh, that's going to be killed. That's really nice. Meanwhile, those stalkers... Uh-oh, they went in deep. They went in so deep. And he didn't kill the carrier. He lost a lot of stalkers right there. I don't think it's unscouted. I'm 90% sure. Oh, they saw it now. I think they might have just seen it. They just pinged it. That stalker kill, like the kill on all those stalkers? Yeah, I think that now Zardian and Deathmars get to be... Oh, these command centers. There are 2 pylons and a... This is it for structures. Look at the structure tab. There is so few structures right now. The corruptors should be... I think you should be caustic spraying. Carrier's gonna go... Oh, the mothership survives on 4 HP. What? 4 HP on the mothership as the stalkers go for the kill. It's being repaired. A repair on the mothership. Yo, but the command center is being rebuilt. Okay, they will be able to stave off elimination. Oh my God. Repair on a mothership. 4 HP. Imagine Neural Parasite in this situation. Now we do have Overseers again. That's huge. Oh, there's a Widow Mine over here. Overseer will be able to take it down. It was about to fire again. The thing is, if Zardiant... No, he's got SCVs. Never mind. He can mine. The Infestors make it so that you can't... We're actually going to have 2 players potentially that have no structures, by the way. Out of 4. Oh my God. Oh my God, the command center. Oh, the Changeling. The Changeling spotted it. That means all of these command centers are going to be burning in a moment. Oh, that is huge. When the countdown is on, it's over. Ultralisk's going to jump this. They're going after the command center. He kills it. The cancel. He doesn't have money. He doesn't have money. He's repairing, and he cannot be. He's going to build a depot. But they will have 0 mining, and this will be revealed. There are so few structures, but a laser is still mining the ring around the Rosie. Has not built his base and is being revealed. 15 drones in production for a laser right now. The fact that the gold base was never taken, it doesn't actually matter. I think there's just no way now. Zardian and Deathmars will eventually lose this game. It is guaranteed. It may take a little while, but a laser will eventually be able to build enough corruptors to win the war, win the air war. Barracks much better because it can fly, yeah. But I don't think they had the money because you have to build a depot. Carriers are going to move out. And that is the only option. That is the only option. It's a Hail Mary, but there's a chance. There's only 28 stalkers. I mean, with Microbial Shroud. Huh. No, they've got it. There's not enough carriers. They'll kill the Spire. 7 hatcheries in production at once. Fungal growth coming in. Recall is used. He gets a carrier. That's big. And they saved the Spire. GG. All right. There it is. It was a Hail Mary. They knew it. Holy moly. What a game. Oh, my God. Damn. That was so sick. That was actually so sick. A laser saying we need a break, BRB, and I cannot blame him one bit. That has got to be a that has got to be a game where you're just like quick 20-minute adventure in and out. Hey, welcome Kurt on YouTube. Zero Sanity. I don't think they were dumb. I don't think there was dumb. I think it was just a you're running around, you're panicking. And that was a panicky game. But like, oh my god, was it ever a good one. All right, minute and a half of ads real quick. Once again, not because I want to, but because we have to. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Pori. Kind of agree. They're really, really good at 2v2. At the very least, they're the best dedicated team. Man, a laser and that's a game that's like, if you lose that, you're you're not a happy camper, we'll say that. I'm glad for their sanity that they didn't lose that. They will see 10 things they could have done differently. Probably. If they had recalled when like not the whole army, but part of it maybe. I wonder if they could have recalled and held the main while still being able to break through on the other side. Okay. Huh. Could have gotten very weird if they had recalled part of the army and then turtled their opponent's main. I think we could have seen something very interesting there. Like basically when they were trying to break through a laser in Showtime. Ha. Bum, ba-dum. If they had no Spire Tempest on the way, they could have maxed and got more D first. Yeah. All right, here we go. It is going to be Yellow Jacket. Spawning up the top right, it is 3D Clans Def Mars. In the red. And his ally, Zardiant. Their opponents, it's a laser. And showtime. And they ultimately did win that one. But that was not an easy situation. To be fair, it's super hard to know. That's what I'm thinking, is like you really can't know. Yeah, you just really can't know. Bored of seeing mech into air? I mean, that was a crazy game though. That was a really fun game. Hello. Hello. Highlight me message. Yar. Showtime. Gonna open up double gate once again. And once again, well, I mean, I guess Defmars is opening up double gate. Never heard about the red team? Yeah, they're a dedicated 2v2 team. And they punch very high above their weight. I'm surprised by the double gate from Defmars. I will say this is a relatively wide position. And maybe worried about going one gate Nexus. Because once again, we haven't seen a laser Showtime go for the 3-gate Stalker yet. But that doesn't mean they can't go for it. They still could go for it now. And this might actually be the time where they do. Okay. You punch them on a 1v1 ladder. Bang. All right, it's fake pylon again. Well. SCV ready. Yeah, no, this is going to be a fake out. We've got a layer coming up. No, he's a Swiss Zerg. Railgun is a... very good player. He's being a little cheeky, but I think you know what he means, Railgun. It's he's just saying that in terms of how much better their opponents are on paper in 1v1 and how well they should be doing, no team is punching above their weight for 2v2 higher. And I don't know that any team ever has. No lane speed here. And it is going to be a very fast burrow out of a laser, it looks like. Is that a real burrow? That's kind of cute. Gets up to 44 drones quite quickly. 44 drones, 4 gas. And still has that third base about to complete. Now, are we going to see Zardian and Defmars trying to go for a very aggressive tank push again? They haven't played Cyclone Mech at all, really. I like your streams a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. Paid chatter? Always. Always. You know how it is. Oh, okay. Dropper Lords. That is pretty cute. And with fast burrow, you could be a real big pain in the booty with this. Good job from a laser moving that Overlord away. This is really neat. Obviously, scans can be used defensively, but it's a relatively low commitment way of possibly putting the hurt on your opponents in the back. Heh. While maybe poking a little bit at the front. Speed roaches. Zardiant going to lose 3 SCVs right out the gate. And the 4th one that was caught on the gas. It is going to be a push out from the Zardiant Death Mars team. Look at that. Oh, there's the burrow on one of these roaches. Very cute. Tunneling Claw is going to be particularly good against this kind of a push as well. If you can get in on top of them, you can cause a real issue. And they have to scan at the front and defensively. A laser doing a really nice job here. God, look at this peekaboo. This is so good against what Zardiant and Death Mars have been doing in the form of these early pushes. Oh, burrow. Well, okay, they're focused on the defense at this point. Tunneling Claws is now done. There's only 2 orbitals. They're going to run out of scans quickly. And there's no other detection. Nexus will be forced to cancel. A laser just going to run headlong across the map. Kind of surprised by that, to be honest. Oh, there's the Tunneling Claws. Roaches are into the natural in of Death Mars and Zardiant. And what started as a 2-0 is starting to look more and more like we might go to a game number 5. But the push is still very scary. Oh, that's a huge kill. There's a DT Shrine as well for Death Mars. But I think we just saw a bunch of the DTs get taken down. Here come a bunch of roaches. They can burrow on top of these tanks, but they don't need to because the blink forward is good. The concave is great. And the cleanup is everything. And we will be going to a game number 5. It is written in the stars now. GG. Very well done by a laser in Showtime. Brilliant counter. I got to agree. This is such a smart counter. There's an elegance to it. God, that was really, really smart. Really well done. Burrowed Roach is a good skill check. Not just that, but against a 2 command center push, you're just going to have a limited number of scans. So it's not just a good skill check. It's also very good against the particular way they've been playing. He's busy coming up with a new CVP meta. He sure is. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. All right, here we go. Didn't expect it after the first 2 games, but very quickly after that 3rd game, we now find ourselves in game 5. Spawning down on the bottom right, it is Death Mars for 3D Clan and his ally. They're so close, but it could be another close shave, no cigar. That's not an expression. It is Zardiant and Death Mars, the 2v2 team. One of the very few dedicated 2v2 teams out there. And they've been putting in work. Spawning up the top left, it's Showtime. And his ally, a laser. Coming up with a genuinely brilliant counter to the 2-base tank push that has looked so good. 2-base tank push plus Blink Stalker DT. Oh, who is that? Zardiant on my way. Okay. Saying, hey, gotta check over here. Now that I realize that shift allows you to check who pinged and what they said with the ping. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. It is a Marine first out of Zardian, and Showtime is going to see that. And, oh, look at that. Look at the timing on the probe pullback. He was already pulling that back as the Marine popped. Showtime with a very nice timing. Like, that was like borderline frame perfect, you know? He felt it through the force when that Marine was about to pop out. Ooh, okay. Is this gonna be... This is gonna be another fake pylon. He's been going for this so often. Oh, what is that? A laser's on my way. Saying I'm getting ling speed, perhaps. Sees no Nexus. And that is telling. There is a proxy Stargate on the map. Showtime going to try and expand. Yes, of course. It is another 4-stalker opening. This time it's actually going up against something that I feel like it's good against, which is the proxy Oracle and this double adept play. But a little bit awkward. Double adept is going to get back over to the right side, and we'll be able to recall out. Good job. Def Mars chronoing out the first Oracle. Showtime. Oof, he won't have time. If this Oracle beelines it to his main mineral line, I don't think he can warp in 2 stalkers in time. There is an Overlord that checked into the main and saw nothing. That is pretty telling. Okay, stalkers go back. He could have theoretically warped in basically as these units were or as this Oracle was arriving, but it's far better that he has the units in position. And it is a good job from Showtime, thanks to the additional information that a laser was able to provide with this Overlord. I do like where the Twilight Council was put after the Overlord was already through the base. Good coordination. Overlord spots the rotation of the Oracle. Oh, there's no Spore in the natural, but Queens will push this away. Ooh, we've got a 2-base Spire out of a laser. Zardian going to be going bio for the first time this series. He absolutely can play bio. I feel like Terran is just so good with 2-base pushes in general. Oh, Lings are going to spot this stasis trap. Oh, they're actually going to block this hatch or Nexus. But I think it's fine. There's no intention to take the base right now. A laser's already got his base on the left side. Showtime, of course, is going to have his blink done faster than that of Def Mars, but Def Mars does have +1 weapons. Oh, Oracle. It does actually find 3 kills here. And gets away. That ain't bad. They don't know that it's Mutas. No way, no how. Proxy Stargate will get found. There is no good answer to the Mutas. They knew it was Proxy Stargate. The timing couldn't have been anything else. Can't get across a map this big. Oracle Imba. Blink Stalkers can be an answer to Mutas, but they're not a great one. And the fact that a laser didn't take the gases until after they pushed away the Oracle is additionally really nice. Still, Mutas are not amazing battle units. And this is a relatively short map. Stim combat shields are done. +1 weapons very far along. This is going to get messy. Rest assured, if nothing else, this game is going to get very, very messy. Killing the sentry early is so good for Zardian and Def Mars. That means no force fields, no Guardian Shield. Muta's on the other side of the map. They will be able to force a full base trade, potentially. There's not going to be enough Marines popping out. There's only 3 barracks. Oh, losing a Marine or a Muta right there is very awkward. Def Mars and Zardian are very primed on going for it. That's an aggressive blink forward in on top of the tanks. We'll take them down very quickly. There's not enough bio, and this is going to be a defensive cleanup for Showtime and a laser, while the Mutas on the other side are just going to murder everything. Recall, not even going to be enough to fight the Mutas. The Mutas can just kill this. And it went from a 2-0 and a crazy base trade with a potential to 3-0 to a reverse sweep for Showtime and a laser. Def Mars and Zardiant. Always the bridesmaids, never the brides. Still, very impressive showing from them, but that one's gotta hurt. That one's gotta sting. 2 more 2v2 warm-up cups before the main event, but I'm sure they wanted this one. Some very intelligent decision-making from Showtime and a laser there. The way they countered the tank push in game number 4, really impressive. Really impressive as far as I'm concerned. And that is... well, that is it for the uThermal 2v2 Cup number 2. I think we're going to call the stream for YouTube at the very least. Twitch. I will be back tomorrow with the mid-season playoffs. OSC mid-season playoffs. We got 8 series ahead of us. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be some good series we'll be covering tomorrow. Who do we have? We got some highlights. Cham versus Percival. Showtime versus Lambo. German Classic. Christiana versus Seb. Cure versus Baby Marine. Skillis versus Aerogfire. Gerald versus Mindel VK. Goblin versus Defiance. And Jumi versus Han Mono. Jumi versus Han Mono should be a really fun match, actually. That's going to be at 3 p.m. EST. And bye-bye, YouTube. Bye-bye. Not Twitch. YouTube.